live in conjunction with Lock TV and Raw Live Studios. It's the Dames Marvs Show with Frankie J. And here's your host, Dames Marvs.
Billie Jean, I've never known you to be a liar. The intro to the show is wrong, all wrong, you lied. As you can see, Frankie J has to have a sick day today. I honestly think he is probably in a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit somewhere, having the time of his life. And so in a move of desperation, I should say, I reached out to longtime Lock 22 talent Ben Shrewsbury, and you can see he's the host of Two Marks and a Spark right here on this very channel. Ben, thank you for coming through in a crunch.
It's no problem, buddy.
Welcome to the show. He's going to try and fill some size 10 Jordan 1s that are now missing from the show. I don't know what size Frankie's shoes are. But
why was my joke going to be, I wear size 12s, we're fine.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you'll just have to cram in a little bit.
Yeah.
Ben is here. I kidnapped him, essentially. I said, I need you to do me a solid. All my notes are prepared for a regular show. I could do this show by myself, but if I wrote it 2 days ago for the way that it's supposed to be, we got to keep it that close. We have our guest for a little over an hour. So I want to kind of cut the shit and get straight to the heart of the matter. So we'll save birthdays until after we'll do birthdays after he's no longer with us. This guy, okay, the guy that I want to bring up and talk to you about and have an awesome discussion with. He is, I wish I remembered the way we met, and I'm hoping that he does. But as promised, we want to bring up Dr. Jeremy Peterson. He's a doctor. See the glove? Look at the glove. That's not something... The look on his face is a little intimidating with the glove. Maybe you don't partner those together, but without further ado, I'm welcoming to the stage Dr. Jeremy Peterson. Yay!
How's it going, gentlemen?
How you doing, brother?
Doing good.
Okay, so let's get right to it. You're a doctor.
I am.
You're a comedian.
Yes.
You're a ringmaster.
Yeah.
Not Frodo. Not like my precious. Not that kind of ring. All right, but we'll get to all that. But you know what I think of first when I see your face?
I'm afraid to ask.
I honestly, and this is genuine, dude. I see like the all-American family dad. That's what I see.
Thanks,
and
man.
the reason I say that is because you're so into your family. And I kind of want to start there. Can you tell us about your family?
So I've been married to my wife, Jennifer, for 25 years now. We met in high school. We were high school sweethearts. We got married when we were 21, and then we started pumping out 3 kids. So my oldest is 20. She's playing college softball here in Nebraska for Concordia. And my son is 17. He's a junior in high school playing hockey all over this damn country. And my youngest, Alexandria, is 14, and she's kind of our new budding basketball star of the house.
Oh, wow. So, all right, and your wife just got a degree, is that correct?
My wife, the cool story about my wife is that 14 years ago, after she gave birth to our youngest, she had a baseball-sized brain tumor. And I found her dead in my bedroom, and I got to do CPR and call 911 and all that kind of fun stuff. she woke up with symptoms after surgery, like a stroke patient, memory and weakness and balance and seizures. And I mean, my parents moved in with us for a year to take care of the baby so I could go to work and take care of kids and all that. But she decided to go back to school after all that recovery, and got straight A's and is now an elementary school teacher. Yeah, right, man.
I don't know that saying that she's a elementary school teacher is the nicest segue into 8 Drink Jenny, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Do you remember how we met?
I think we were introduced by Blevins, Matt Blevins. I think you were
sense.
Yeah, you were coming out to shoot video or B-roll or pictures or something for him one day, and he's like, "Hey, this is my buddy, and he does videography or something," and that's where it was. And it could have been one of our big shows, like the Bourbon Theater, with like 350 people, and he had you there to video his set because he wanted a strong video of one of his sets or something.
Did you? Okay, I've recorded 2 of them there.
Yeah.
So it must have been the first year.
Could have been the first one.
Second year, because I remember walking into the room and actually I have a clip that I'm going to show in a minute. We had been working on, since I know whatever it was, and I use this term a lot on the show because so far of the people that I brought on here, we've had this kismet connection where it was like immediately like, did we just become best friends? Yep. And I remember thinking, dude, that guy looks like fucking Kiefer Sutherland so hard.
All the time, man. All the time.
I remember thinking that, and then I met you, and I was like, I wonder if Kiefer Sutherland is this much of a dick. No, I'm just kidding. So we've done a lot of stuff together, and it's so incredibly weird to me because I've wanted to reach out and say, dude, I have this hard drive with all of the stuff on it, and every time I plug it in, it says plugged in, and then if you've ever owned a Mac, they want you to hit eject before you unplug it. A PC, you can just walk up, pull it out, right? It'll be sitting there fully plugged in, and then all of a sudden it goes, you can't remove this disk without unplugging it. So next time do it. And I'm like, it's plugged in! And then I go and try and download something off of it, and it just completely shits the bed. And I can't download anything off it. I can't move anything. So it becomes completely hard to edit this project that we work on. So I've got this whole thing worked out where I'm going to get a new hard drive. I'm going to take this old drive in. I'm going to have them transfer everything. Today, Jeremy.
Hey, man, I'm waiting.
Today. It worked. It's plugged in. I'm going to knock on wood here because I don't want to, but I was able to like move files around. And I was like, dude, it would be so cool if I could get the trailer that I worked on for this comedians show that we spent so much time on and at least show that. So I was able to pull it off of there, and I was like, what the hell? Really? So now, job number 1, as soon as this show is over, pull every file that I can possibly pull off of this damn hard drive so that I can continue working on what would have been an amazing thing 2 years ago, right? When you were in the height of comedy.
Absolutely.
So let's go to comedy first.
Okay.
All right. Let's start at the end and move backwards. Why did you... I already kind of know, and it's going to segue into the current situation. But what... You did comedy for how many years? Let's say that.
5 years.
5 years. That's a good
5
run
years.
For anyone. I
Very
did
good run.
5 minutes, and I shit my pants enough to say, you know what? I'm just going to work with these guys. I'm not going to be one. And it wasn't even that I bombed. I got lots of laughs, but I did not like the feeling of, you know, when you tell a joke, sometimes it takes the crowd a minute to kind of process it. In that time, that like 4 seconds where they're not laughing is 4 years to me. And I hate it. Okay.
It is an eternal 4 seconds.
Yeah.
It is an eternal 4 seconds. Trust me.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Me, I just know I have rehearsed everything that I say on stage so many times in front of the most nitpicky audience that I could ever come up with. I love her to death, but she is an asshole critiquer. And that's my wife. And if I can make her even chuckle and smile, even the 10th time I said it, I know it's funny. So I just have to wait out that eternal 4 seconds until it hits in everyone else's eardrums and they go, okay, I get it. Yeah, that's funny now. So part of it is just being cocky as hell and knowing that it's funny and waiting for other people to catch on.
See, and I had prepared this interview with my other co-host, and I was like, this dude's cocky. I'm just going to tell you straight up. So, and I'm like, he won't even be mad that I'm telling you that, because he'll tell you that.
Not
Ben,
at all,
I
man.
didn't need to tell Ben that because he's interviewed you. He knows you, and he knows you through me. And well, I'm sure that helps, dude. I mean,
Big time.
You go up there with like the Batman suit on, and I go
And
up there with like as the Penguin, like as an actual
a
penguin.
persona. And I think that's what people don't always understand about comedians is there are very, very few comedians that are the exact same person on stage that they are in real life 24/7. There's similarities, they cross over, they interweave, but you do have to put on a little bit of a persona to step in front of 300, 400, 700 people and be that vulnerable and confident at the same time.
It's you just said some stupid numbers right there. When I did my one time, there was probably 25 people. It was an open mic, and yeah, I basically was like, okay. I dipped my toe in. The water was too hot for me, or too cold, whatever you want. You motherfucker. I saw you the first time I saw you. I believe it was the Bourbon Theater in Lincoln, Nebraska, which holds
350 people, and it was sold out.
Sold the F out. You don't know me from Adam. Sorry, I'm using a biblical thing. I hope that's all right.
Whatever.
You don't know me from Ben, okay? And you're like, who's this guy? And they're like, oh yeah, he's the guy that's gonna. You're like, yeah, whatever you need. You're like, there's food there. I remember this specifically now. You're like, we got pizza for everybody. Help yourself. And I'm like, I'm not a small dude. You'd probably be like, just. He didn't even say, don't cash an entire pie by yourself. He just opened the doors for me. And that at that moment, like the grace that came along with that led me to reach out to you for further things. And the next year came around and we did Matthew's comedy special. I think it was the day after the Bourbon Theater. He played the Bourbon Theater, I think it was Saturday. And then Sunday night, he went over to the, I can't remember what it was called.
Zoo Bar.
The Zoo Bar.
Yep.
And he did his special there. And it was more of the same. We got footage from everybody from your shows. But then, how many times do you suppose I was at one of your... I was at most of them from that point on.
Yeah, you had to have been at least at 50, 60, 70 shows by that point.
Oh, man. And I got footage of all of them on this drive that is now working that we will clear it off as soon as the show's over.
Doc, I don't mean to step on Damon here. I don't know if you remember this, but you came on my show as part of the promotional run for one of your big shows right around the time of Blevin's comedy special.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember this. And all I remember about this interview for some reason, because my memory sucks, is it was the best episode of a show that is now dead that I've ever done.
You didn't kill it.
No, you didn't kill it. If anything, you probably should have been the reason it kept going. But I've always respected you. I didn't know you stopped doing comedy. I think that's a crying shame. But
we'll get into that. We'll get that in a second. The episode that Ben's talking about is on this channel. It's called Shrewsworthy.
Yeah, there's a playlist for
Peterson. Just check it out. There's a whole list of them you can go through.
It's the best episode of that show.
Why did you come to this decision that you're like, well, 5 years is a good run? And are you done forever?
I don't think that I'm done forever, no more, nothing. I think there's a good opportunity or a good chance for me to come back and do one-off shows here and there. I've drew to and into it for so many different reasons. Some of it is the Lincoln and Omaha comic community was not welcoming to somebody who got success quickly. And I was an outcast black sheep from day one. And they didn't like the fact that they still subscribed to the theory like old school comedians did in the 80s and 90s, where you had to sleep in your car and get fed a greasy bar cheeseburger and you got paid in cheeseburgers and beer and just enough gas money to get to the next hotel, and you slept in your car in the parking lot. And if you didn't grind it out that way, then you weren't real. Your success wasn't real. Yeah. And I walked into comedy at a time it was a perfect storm. Let's be honest. Like, you say I'm cocky, and I absolutely am 1,000%. But I also know that I was lucky. I walked into comedy a month before COVID hit. And the first time I walked on stage to do an open mic, a guy offered me a spot in a comedy competition. So my second time on stage, I was in front of 92 people, which is unheard of for most comics. And I killed it. I got second place in the comedy competition. And a small-time guy offered me an opening position for another show. And my friends and family just jumped on that. They were like, hell yes, he's the biggest smartass we know. We know he's going to say some funny shit. Let's go check it out and either watch him fall on his face or watch him entertain the crowd. When COVID hit, no one could go to bands. Nobody could go out and do shit, but they could sit at a comedy show. So I had a captive audience every damn show to build a rapport with people and build a fan base. And then when COVID was over, it just took off.
Yeah, dude. You had all that time to refine your.
Yeah. So
your
I guess
stuff.
to go back to why I stopped. The comedic community in Lincoln and Omaha sucks. There's like 3 of them that are good and actually get paid real money to do comedy, and the rest of them are a bunch of wannabes that cry about everyone else being successful. And it's sad. And if you do better than them, they hate you. That sucks.
You know what I love about this? I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to. And for everybody else, I'm just saying this because we know each other. So he's not even going to. I love that you can shit on this community right now because you're like, I'm not in it. I'm not in it right now.
And even when I was in it, I said those things openly.
Yeah.
They were the biggest bunch of crybabies on the planet. And
here you are giving them opportunities.
Paying them better than they've ever been paid in their lives.
Yeah. And I can vouch, you guys. I've seen this with my own eyes.
There is no other producer that I'm aware of within 300 miles of me that paid out what I paid comics to come and do shows and put them in front of the crowd sizes that I put them in front of. And you said you were talking about the crazy numbers. 300, 400, 500, 750 people. Those were the shows I was doing.
Yeah.
So So I got burned out being the black sheep, and I had a hell of a run. I had a ton of fun. But then I transitioned to some other opportunities. I started doing more voice acting stuff, which I do for some syndicated radio shows. I started the ring announcing stuff that you were mentioning, and that's been an absolute blast.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that. Yeah, you brought me back to, you reined in my point. When I was talking about the numbers, this motherfucker says to me, he's like, I got an in at the hockey arena in Lincoln. He's like, what if we did a comedy show at the hockey arena? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like in a back room, they have a conference room or something? He's like, no. Like the arena. And I'm like, I'm there for it. And then he did it. He fucking did it. He did it, dude. And I was flying my drone around filming that shit.
That was awesome.
The show.
That show was so stressful.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about it.
That show was so stressful. It was the biggest show I'd ever done, I'd ever produced, I'd ever been a part of. it was the biggest show that every comic on the show had ever been a part of. And the night before, a comic gets sick. I find another comic that I've been working with out of Kansas City, and a tree falls on her house the morning of, and a freak windstorm. And then, so like, it was, oh my God, it was a shit show. I don't remember anything about my set that night. I don't remember one. Yeah, I'm glad you have it, because I don't remember anything. I could have totally bombed that night. I have no recollection of it, because the whole thing was such a stressful shit show that sometimes I wish that I would have had that one to do over again. You know, I remember Blevins always talking about catching your best comedy set on film is like catching lightning in a bottle. But that show, holy shit. Like, I remember standing in front of the crowd. That's the only memory I have of that show.
Can I ask a question off that, as somebody who's never stood in front of that many people and probably never will in his entire life?
Yeah.
At a certain point, do you just black out and just kind of go autopilot in that moment? Because I feel like you have to.
Kind of. I mean, every performer will probably describe it differently. Some people will tell you that they're only looking at the first 3 rows, or they're only looking off where their friends or family is sitting, whatever's comfortable. For me, I do so much rehearsal with my lights and PA and even my own background in my basement, that autopilot is kind of how you get in the groove. And then you feed off the crowd and the energy and all that. So I don't black it out. It's there for sure, but I'm not looking at the mass of it. And I'm not looking at 750 people. I'm looking at the first full rows or whatever.
I would not be able to do that. That's why I'm not a comedian. That and the fact that I'm not funny.
Yeah, I was like, no, that's not why you're not a comedian. All right. So you mentioned the setup and the lights and everything, and you've done this for us. You've prepared. And I see it says Doc behind you, but can you show the people what the O is and explain that? Because I was like, why does he have a woman's vagina?
That is a lumbar vertebrae in the middle, DOC. I actually, while I was in grad school, drew that on a scrap piece of paper and stuck it in my wallet because I thought I was going to tattoo it on my ass or something. And then I just held on to it thinking at some point I'm going to use that design for something. And I used it for my Doc Peterson logo.
Well, the reason I asked is because before the show, I showed Ben this logo, and he said, "Is he a
this did not happen?
Is he a gynecologist?
This did not happen.
Why does he have a uterus in the middle of his logo?"
I've been told it looks like everything from a ghost to an octopus, and now a uterus. Congratulations, Ben. That's great.
I did not say this.
I was like, Ben, someday you'll know something about the female anatomy.
I did not say this, just to be so brutally honest.
It probably looks closer to
that. So that segues me into like the lights and the preparation that you do. I remember a time, and hopefully you can remember this better than I do, but because you were the one that had to be stressed about it. I was just there to film. We showed up and there's no lights or sound, and you've got like a crowd of 800 people coming. And they tell you this as people are walking through the door. Where was that? Who was responsible for that? And what did we do?
Oh my God. So in the world of entertainment, producers are the slime of the earth or the hero of the day, right? And they can be both in the same 24-hour period. We were in Kearney, Nebraska. Kearney, Nebraska. And there was
together for me. So
there's again, you're right. There was somewhere like 500, 600, 700 people. Ticket pre-sale sold. We showed up in this huge grand room, and they had a stage, and that's all they had. There was no PA in there. There were no lights. There were no chairs set up. Remember, they pulled one of the managers, and he was setting up chairs as people were trying to come in, and we started the show like 30 minutes late. I got a message as I was pulling out of my driveway for that show that I might need to bring some setup, quote unquote, right? So I went down to the basement. I loaded up my small PA, which is probably good for 200 people or so. I've used it for pretty decent sized rooms, and my lighting tree, and stuffed it in the back of the truck. And we showed up and nothing was done. nothing. And you know my shows as well as anybody. We always did. I had my computer set up, and we always had screens that had the comedians' faces on it, and logos, and sponsors, and all that. They were supposed to have video screens at this place, and they weren't up and running. It was, that was 100% on the producer booker of the show. He's burned more people than I can count, and he ended up having to drive to Kearney to take tickets, like at the door.
You know, here's the thing, guys. Those of you watching, there's, you know, however many, 20, 25, 20, 28, it keeps going. This guy didn't flip out. He didn't yell at people. He solved it. He just said, he went right into like solve mode. Like, it was like, I'll yell later, and I will yell, but we got to solve this problem. And it got solved. Everybody had a blast. And I don't know if everyone got paid, because that's another thing that you run into when the.
So that was another one of those shows where we were supposed to have rooms at the venue, and the manager told him that he had to buy the rooms for us or something like that. And so we're standing out there with our luggage in our hand, and we don't have a room even to check into. And so we had to fight with them for that. They finally gave us our rooms. They were supposed to have all these dinner specials going on. They had one dude in the kitchen and one bartender for 500 people. And people didn't get their food. All the comedians were supposed to be fed that night. And my wife ordered food. Do you remember that?
Yep.
My wife got on the phone, and she's like, again, problem solve. I'm glad you saw it as someone solving problems, because to me it felt like, oh.
I know. I should have recorded all of it. I mean,
but yeah, my wife ordered food for all the comedians. We sat back and we ate, and they didn't want to comp our drinks. I mean, it was the stupidest shit show. But it took me like a week and a half to get paid by that dude, and I paid everyone out of pocket that night and said, you know, if I get burned, I get burned. So,
Doc, does some of that calmness in that face of a shitstorm, because that's blatantly what it was, and it wasn't your fault, does some of that just come from being a doctor and dealing with crazy shit every single day?
No, I'm a chiropractor, so I don't see that much like crazy trauma. Sometimes you got to give people bad news. You see shit on their x-rays that you don't want to see, or people come in with weird sex stories about how they fell in the shower and hurt their back. But I don't have like I'm not calm because of being a doctor. I'm calm because I have 3 children and a wife. And, and it's funny that you guys call me the calm one, because if you ever saw me at a kid's sporting event, I don't think you'd think I was calm at all.
Well, you're right. I haven't seen that side, the dark side. So you mentioned that you're a chiropractor. What is the hardest? What's the Gonstead technique?
One of like 3 or 4 core techniques that are taught in every single chiropractic college across the country. So it's one of the first ones you're going to learn at any of the major colleges. It's been around forever. I think every chiropractor, there's some chiropractors that only use like one technique, and that's what they're known for. Me in my office, you're going to see 3 or 4 or 5 different techniques on one patient, just because I want to do what works best for the patient, not what works best for me.
Right. And I had this idea that I was going to try and be like, I tried to be a chiropractor, but I could not ever master the craft of the technique or the maneuver, but I can't pronounce any of them. So I was like, well, that wouldn't have worked, because at the very least you would have known how to pronounce it, and you would have known very quickly that I've never been to medical school of any type.
James, how many days did you spend in medical school? Somebody told me it was a half hour.
Yeah, my brother told my cousin that I went to dipshit tech at our Seahawk party this weekend. So
you went there too?
That felt good. I'm valedictorian of dipshit tech all time.
Perfect.
All right. Last thing on the comedy before we move on, and I just have to ask this for myself.
Okay.
Tell me, whatever you want to say, tell me about Billy Two Guns.
Oh fuck. He was one of my best friends for a very long time, and alcohol and ego got in the way. How about that? I'll leave it at that.
All right, that's fair. Do you mind if I show the trailer that I worked on
Absolutely.
for
Rip
comedians,
it, man.
and then we'll
Yeah.
put comedy on the back burner. But I will, before you leave, have to have you tell the story of 8 Drink Jenny. So just keep that in your mind. This is a trailer that I worked on for a show that should be able to come out now that I have the material access. It's called Comedians. Doc was one of the major parts of it. Here you go.
I have the USDA Prime Beef stamp tattooed on my right butt cheek. Come on over here, right here. Yep, there's that tattoo right there.
That is awesome. That's great. So that was the story.
How you doing, brother? You ready?
Yeah.
Born ready.
Oh. What's up, buddy?
That's the guy
Hey, it's about that time, baby.
and the funniest woman alive.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
All right. You just missed it. We just did a whole thing of coke right here.
Well,
I did it off Carmela's ass.
I was coming at the right time, I guess.
Yeah, listen, hey.
That's my brother, actually.
Hey, brother, how we doing?
Doc.
I'm doing great.
Lisa, good to see you again. Hi. Sir?
This is Ace. He's our MC.
Yes.
He was here last year.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
The TV's out front, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember.
I don't
Very
see
good.
evidence of the cocaine here.
It's on her ass.
It's still on Carmela's ass.
Get that fucking out of here!
Listen, it's a good looking crowd. I want the side bitches in here to make some noise. Don't be shamed. Don't be shamed. Aaron, I know you're a side bitch. Because I'm a main bitch. Okay? Don't listen. Don't be shamed anymore. Now, y'all see that the queen passed away, right? And you know her son, Charles. Now, he had a side bitch named Camilla. Okay? Now, he married her, became a wife. What's this bitch's status now? Queen! Side bitches is winning!
I just want to say I hope that show comes out. Like, immediately. You're muted, Dames.
Dame's muted himself.
Yes, it has to come out. The amount of work that everybody put in, I owe it to them to make sure that, even though it was my project and whatever, I owe it to those people who allowed me to follow them around for literally 2 years to get the material to release it in the best possible form that I can. There's more to that trailer, but I'll play it at the end once we have you off the air, just because people need to see the rest of it. But all right, what's your worst food opinion?
My worst food opinion?
Yeah,
Like the food I hate the most?
like something that you like, but that somebody else would be like, you like. Okay, mine is you don't put fucking ketchup on a hot dog, like you asshole. And it's a mustard thing. See, okay,
That
So
is
you
a
get-
bad
so you get the
opinion.
point.
I
So
agree.
you
Yeah.
get the point. You get the point that I'm making. Popular.
Canned
Get back to
mushrooms
work.
make me gag. That's like the first thing that came to my
I
mind.
agree with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So canned mushrooms on a pizza. When you order a pizza with mushrooms and they put canned mushrooms on it, you fucking bring that back and slam it on their door.
Yeah. If you put canned mushrooms in anything that you serve me, I will take a shit on it and serve it back to you.
And somehow that might be an improvement on the canned mushroom.
All right. Did not expect that. And I don't know. My mom loves canned mushrooms, so I guess that if that's your worst food opinion, I
Yeah.
accept it. I accept. All right. How in the world, Jeremy Peterson, did you become a ringmaster?
Again, just like comedy, you're in the right place at the right time. You get a little bit of luck. You know a few people. A guy was in my office as a patient, and he was the former president of the Nebraska Boxing Association. And there was a local fight coming up, small time. I call it small time. It's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. But the way he described it to me was a small time production that they were going to have a live stream of the fight, and they needed a pay-per-view announcer. And I said, well, dude, I can talk, obviously, but I'm just kind of a casual boxing fan. And he goes, well, that's perfect, because he was going to do the play-by-play. He needed a partner to bounce shit off of. He needed a partner that could talk about the fighters and what they do in real life and their training and their background and that kind of shit. So I agreed. I went the night before during weigh-ins to interview fighters. I made up really quick a little cheat sheet on my own of 10 questions to ask every fighter so I could talk about them on air. Well, as it turned out, the ring announcer who was supposed to announce weigh-ins didn't show up. So the owner of the venue goes, okay, I'm up a creek without a paddle. Can you do this? So in 5 minutes notice or 10 minutes notice, I said, fuck yeah, let's do it. And so I did weigh-ins that night. Then I did the pay-per-view the next day. And the guy that was producing the pay-per-view at that time said, that was the best pay-per-view we've ever had. We want to hire you to do more. And I said, cool, but I think my personality and my ego and everything else is more suited to being in the ring as the ring announcer. And they got together with the owner of the venue, and the rest is history. I'm in the ring, and there I am.
I'm sitting here racking my brain thinking most of the cool things that have ever happened to you in the at least in the realm of entertainment have been just you being at the right place at the right time. And I'm like, get the fuck out of Nebraska. Go somewhere where more entertainment shit's just randomly happening around you, and then you could just be in the and then you would instantly be on everyone's televisions, which I'm not sure is a great idea, but it's an idea nonetheless. Tell me about obviously that's exciting for you to do that type of thing.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
You love it. Were you a boxing fan big time before this?
So I was called myself a casual combat sport fan, as in if I was available to watch it, I was watching it. If it was on TV and I was available, I was in. I grew up, sneaking downstairs when my parents went to bed to turn on HBO to watch boxing at night, that kind of shit. So yeah, I was a fan. But I get to be in the ring in front of 1,500 people. I get to hype that crowd up. I have my own catchphrase. I get to
do it.
I get to. Am I gonna blow your speakers out? I don't know if I can do it quietly.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll say like, Lincoln, Nebraska, the complex. Are you ready?
I love it.
And so that's my catchphrase to get everybody going before we bring out the first fighters of the night. And during intermission, I get to do whatever they give me now, carte blanche, which is even more scary and entertaining and fun all at the same time. Right now, we do a deal where I bring all the ring girls into the ring. We bring 4 or 5 dumbasses from the audience to do what we call a KO shot. And it's basically a hurricane shot where they take the shot, the ring girl splashes them with a cup of water, and then just hauls off and smacks them across the face. And we do that shit in front of 1,500 people, and I interview them a little bit. Like, I get to make fun of them. I'll say, does your wife or your girlfriend or your mom know you're in here? Are you even old enough to do this kind of shit? So I get to fuck with the audience a bit, and everyone's into it, and it just, the crowd erupts when we do that.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you're going to keep doing that for a while.
For a while. I've got some opportunities where I did some out of state. And again, just like you said, they kind of fell on my lap. A fighter posted a video of me announcing him as the winner. not because he was talking about me. He was bragging about winning. And so he put it online, and a guy contacted me from New Mexico, and next thing I know, I'm on a jet plane.
They're like, dude, Kiefer Sutherland just totally announced this fight.
I have
In
to
the
start
middle of
tying my beard if I'm
Nebraska.
going to do Kiefer Sutherland.
So at what juncture did you start doing voiceover work, and how serious do you take it, and what type of voice acting work are you currently involved in?
So that started with a random post on a comedian's page on Facebook somewhere, where a talent agency was looking for comedians to do syndicated radio show. Actually, all they told us was radio work. And so I'm like, and you could do it from home, and it was kind of on your own schedule and this and that. So I sent in an email inquiry about it, and they wrote me back, and they asked me to read some script and record it and send it in. And then they called and said, okay, cool. Here's how it really works. I don't want to give away too much, but what I'll tell you is, if you've ever listened to a morning radio show and they have supposed guests on, and they're talking about horrible bosses or bad dates, or they're trying to catch their spouse cheating, those are fake. That's what I do.
Oh, wow.
So
It's all kayfabe, brother.
all of it, man.
Are you telling me Chris Hansen's not real?
Yeah, well.
Is he behind me? Hold on.
Yeah. So
Have a seat.
Sometimes they give me a script, and the radio station wants me to memorize it and recite it line for line, because some of these big markets like New York or San Francisco, or they have their segments timed out to the second. This segment needs to be 38 seconds long, then we're going to take a commercial break. This segment needs to be 45 seconds long, then we're going to do this. And other radio stations are more of this kind of format, where we get to BS back and forth, and they want it to seem more conversational-like. And so oftentimes I'm on a call with another voice actor I've never met, I've never interacted with, and we just have to go back and forth and play off of each other.
Oh, well, yeah, pay no attention to, don't let him talk more than 3 minutes about, no, I'm just kidding. Like, we kind of have that on this show. Like, I know in my head when we need to move on with something just to get to all I mean, I have pages and pages of questions that I'm not going to get to with you, but I would love to, if time permits. But I also want to make sure that we flesh out everything that we have asked about. So, what's your favorite of the three? And I'm going to ask you to remove the fascist regime that is the Omaha Lincoln comedy.
I would say at the height of my comedy, when I was doing more traveling and getting to perform in different cities and in front of huge crowds, that was my favorite. But right now, the ring announcing is a riot, and in ways it can be easier, because if you have an off night in comedy, or your jokes just aren't hitting, like, you can watch a video back and go, I told these jokes in Des Moines last night and they went okay, and they were just okay. I watched myself do those same jokes in Council Bluffs, and people were falling off their chair. My performance wasn't different. It wasn't anything. It was just who was in the audience and how they were reacting. That can be a mind screw sometimes. But in the ring, when you're ring announcing, if you have a consistent persona and a consistent energy, they always respond, because they are always hyped up to watch two dudes beat the shit out of each other. And sometimes you get a crowd that's just like, yeah, I went to comedy today because there was nothing else to do, and hopefully this dumb motherfucker lets me laugh. So you run into that stuff, and there's no bias, there's no politics, there's no anything. It's just straight, I'm there to hype up the crowd. That's the only thing that I care about.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yeah.
Are there comedians that don't let the crowd laugh?
I think there's comedians who have their shit so rehearsed that they don't understand where to laugh. And those are the ones that are too nervous. Those are the ones that just keep talking and don't shut the hell up long enough to get the praise for the joke they just told. So not on purpose, I don't think.
Give me like 3 names of people that you loved working with or that were easy to work with.
The first one is Carmela Anderson. She was my favorite.
She was on, I don't want to say a majority, but she was often a full-time player in the Jeremy Peterson Academy.
Yeah, definitely.
She's one of my favorites too. She's great, man.
So she would be my all-time favorite. And the rest of them just kind of ebbed and flowed on what kind of crowd I was going after or who I was going after. I mean, there were times that some comedians that I hired just flat out bombed, and I'm like the old vaudeville cartoon crap. I'm like ready to pull them off the stage with a hook, but the night before they had done great for me. So I don't know that I want to throw too many other people and names out there, but I would definitely put Carmela as my all-time favorite to work with.
She seems pretty easy to work with too.
She was easy to work with, and I talked about having an off night. Out of 30, 40 shows that I did with Carmela, she may have had an off night once.
Yeah. And it was probably because of the crowd not enjoying the material, because it is a very niche material.
Yeah.
But I also remember, she's the black lady that was in the preview there.
Yeah.
And she talks about those issues in rural Nebraska where they're like, why is there a black person here? And it's like, it still killed it. It's still crushed. She's just hilarious. So, yeah, I guess I probably should have actually known that you were going to say that ahead of time, but I didn't think of it. All right. You often would base your comedy on, well, not often. You based your comedy on your life and your family life, and usually events that happened to you. Remember the story of the midget? I don't know. We can say midget on this show. They prefer little people. I imagine.
It depends on which little person midget story you're going to bring up. Because okay, so go ahead.
Well, it all ties back into 8 Drink Jenny, and I just want you to tell the story of how your wife's nickname, the prestigious elementary school teacher, gets a nickname like 8 Drink Jenny. The floor is yours, sir.
We all know an 8 Drink Jenny, and 8 drinks isn't necessarily specific to one person or the number of actual drinks. Because if you're pouring doubles, I mean, it could only take 3 to get to this point. But it's the point where that good time friend goes from party to puke, or like streaking to passing out. Like, that's 8 Drink Jenny in a nutshell. She is the life of a party. She's the one that is going to ride on a midget's shoulders with a riding crop through the Sturgis campground, beating his ass like they are racing in the Kentucky Derby. That's a true story. She's the one that's going to flash the cops standing up in the back of the limousine going down Las Vegas Boulevard just because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's 8 Drink Jenny. 8 Drink Jenny also turns into Pass the Fuck Out Jenny, which is at the point where at that first bar that we performed at all the time before it closed down, my favorite place in the world, they would overserve her. And I would look at my tab at the end of the night and see that they had given her like 12 pina coladas. And that's where I know I'm not going home to 8 Drink Jenny. I skipped over the part where she turned into porn star Jenny, and now we're at Pass the Fuck Out Jenny. And she literally passed out in the shower. Excuse me. Passed out in the shower. Her beautiful round bubble ass covered the shower drain with the water running, and it overflowed and flooded my fucking basement. I had to go rent a rug doctor to get the water out of my basement from this beautiful woman passing out in the shower and flooding it. That's 8-drink Jenny.
In sickness and in health, right, buddy?
Well, that's your education system, ladies and gentlemen. Only in America. No,
Yeah.
That's awesome. I know Jenny. She is, she gives me a hug every time I see her. She's one of the sweetest, most beautiful people you'll ever hope to know. Just stop at 7 drinks. How about that?
6. Let's be safe.
Let's be
go with
safe.
6.
Yeah,
I was gonna say 6 too. Jeremy's got the right idea.
do you have any? What's your drink limit
Me?
before you become a different? Where's your limit? At what point do you hit a different Jeremy? And what is that, Jeremy?
So in my younger days, that was the violent Jeremy, but I have mellowed out completely. I don't do that stupidity anymore. I was always known for having a bourbon before I stepped on stage. I have 1, maybe 2 on stage, and then I have a couple afterwards. And my biggest tell to know when I have had too much to drink and I'm on stage is I start dropping the F-bomb nonstop. I've watched sets where I've had a couple of bourbons before I stepped on stage, and the difference, even though the joke is the same, even though the setup is the same, man, all I do is it's F-bomb after F-bomb after F-bomb.
How long are you willing to let a joke ride before you pull it from the set without any laughter or even moderate laughter?
If I told a joke in front of a large audience more than twice and it didn't hit the way I wanted to, but I still thought the concept was funny, I would pull it and I'd rewrite it. And because, as you mentioned, everything I talk about on stage is rooted in truth. Nothing that I've said on stage in 5 years didn't start out as a true story.
Right.
So it makes it easier for me to remember it. It makes it easier for it to flow. It also makes it easier for me to embellish the details to make it funny.
Right.
So there was a few times that something I said I thought was hilarious. Even Jenny thought it was good. And it didn't hit the way I thought it should in front of an audience. So I pulled it, I rewrote it, and it stayed in.
Did you actively try and learn anything about how to handle situations with comedy, or did you just decide, you know what, I'm going to figure it out on my own? And
it was such a fast ride.
5 years?
Well, that first year, because remember, I went from doing my first open mic for 5 minutes to my first comedy competition and getting second place in less than a week.
Right.
And then 2 weeks later, I was in front of a sold out crowd. It was 90 people, 92 people, whatever that place held. 2 weeks later, I was in front of 92 people. There are comics that go years, if ever, without standing in front of 92 people. And we had 2 shows that weekend that were sold out. So that was a fast learning curve of how to handle anything, how to learn to handle a crowd member that's being unruly or laughing too hard or too long, or all of that. It was on the fly.
That's called trial by fire.
A major trial by fire.
What would it take to make you go, I'm going to do that. I got to do this again. Like, right as of right now, I know that your mind is far away from it, but what would what needle would have to move to make you go, oh my God, I need to do this again?
It would be, I think it would be the ego stroke. Let's be honest, right? It would have to be something that was a pretty big stage for me to go, I'm back on it. I'm either going to pull out some old stuff, some new stuff that I had written and never performed, whatever the case is. Right now, if you came to me with an offer, it would have to be at a level like that arena show was on.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to go. You're definitely not going to go, well, we need you to open up at the Funny Bone.
You know, the Funny Bone's their own animal, and I don't want to talk too bad about them, but they follow a model that doesn't really pertain to how I did comedy anymore. They want that starving comedian willing to work for free to open up for their big names.
Right.
And there are plenty of comedians willing to do that. But as you mentioned earlier in the show, I have a life, I have a family, I have my 3 kids and my wife and all these activities. I'm not driving an hour to do a show for $25 and
a hamburger.
And a hamburger. Like, that's, sorry, man, that's a waste of my time. I'm not trying to be cocky, but make it worth my while. If I'm giving up my Friday night to play your venue, that means I'm not hanging out with my wife. That means I'm not watching one of my kids play their sport. I'm not, no, it's got to be worth it for me. And that's just because I'm in a different place in my life than some of these starving comedians are.
Can I ask a question off that?
Yeah.
You said watching one of your kids play sports. At which kids sporting event would you say you are the most angry dad?
I already know this. Go ahead.
Hockey.
I was going to say hockey for sure. His son's a goalie, right?
My
One of the
son is a
top-rated
goalie.
goalies in the state, right?
Yes. He is a stud, and I coached hockey for a number of years. I have this theory about officials in all sports, and that is, it's a little different than the whole spoon-fed thing that we've been taught about. Everybody should be nice to the officials because without them, they don't have the game and all this. From the coach's side of things, as a youth sports coach at any level almost now with travel sports and all that, you're putting in 40 hours a week when you are a youth sports coach. 40 hours a week in addition to your real job, your real life, your real spouse, your real children, all that shit. And they're volunteers. They're not getting paid. So if I show up on Saturday for a game and you as an official are getting paid $110 for 50 minutes worth of work, you had better know the game better than me on the bench. Because I did 40 hours a week for free. You're getting $100 an hour.
Right.
So if you aren't good, I'm going to light your ass up.
I completely agree. I used to coach youth sports. I've coached high school sports. I've coached youth. There were so many times I coached baseball. I could tell you the amount of times I got ejected. You wouldn't believe me for the relatively short period of time I was actually coaching, because these refs, umpires, whatever, they will do something that will just light a fire under your ass, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's happened to you.
Yep.
And you get that, you see their face and you're just like,
Yep. So that's, hockey is definitely where, if I'm going to lose my cool, that's where it's going to be.
So, as you know, I'm not in the Omaha or surrounding areas anymore. You're out of Lincoln, Nebraska, so we were always about an hour apart anyway, which still makes it miraculous that we did as many things as we did together.
Yeah.
But one thing we had talked about, and I still would love to, you know where I'm going with this, right?
I hope I know where you're going with this, man.
It was a somewhat of a adventure type show, family show, but it revolved around us basically doing things that were out of the ordinary for somebody like you. Like would be like, I'm a chiropractor, so I would film you doing your chiropractor work. And then you'd be like, but sometimes I do comedy. And then we'd follow him to a comedy. And sometimes I like to do some voice work. And so we'd record him in the studio doing voice work. And then sometimes I'm a ring announcer, so we show pieces of that. But I'm always a dad and a family guy, and we got to do family stuff. So we were going to have this show where focus on all of that. And then we were going to go, like, you know, I think one of the ideas was you were going to go to a ranch, a cattle ranch, and, like, be a rancher for a day where you were milking cows and bucking hay and working your nuts off for a farm, and be like, nope, I don't want to do that ever again. And then when And then we were going to go to a restaurant that's highlighted in the area, and you were going to do food reviews on. I mean, it was an entire thing based on one guy, one family, just doing the entire thing. I think another thing we were going to do was we were going to go like whitewater rafting on a river with the family.
We were going to do some Midwest shit where we go tanking down the Niobrara River, and we're going to hit some restaurants along the Niobrara and all that. Yeah, we'd even talked about going to the Testicle Festival after the episode where I was milking cows, and that's where they do this big bull ball fry. And I mean, that's a Midwest thing that most people outside of the 8-state radius wouldn't have any idea what they do. Yeah, we had talked about all kinds of fun noodling for catfish.
I mean, it was a great concept. I mean, it would have cost some money, but it would have been people would have watched the shit out of it, dude. I have no qualms about that. You're a fascinating individual.
I would have watched this.
That show needs to happen, dude.
Yeah.
We need to do that show.
Yeah. We got about 8-9 minutes left, maybe 10. You strike me as fearless, and I say that because you may have things that make you shit your pants, but you never show it, and that's probably goes back to the ego thing. But when you are not in front of people, sir, do you have any fears? And what is your biggest fear?
I mean, my fear would be losing people that are close to me.
That's legit, dude.
Yeah, my fear is being betrayed by people that you love and trust. I'm not like
wait to see how I cut up this episode.
Like those are the fears I have privately. You know, is being burned by people that you trust. That's hard, and it's happened. So,
all right. So, I want to ask you to do a little voice work for me, real quick. Just go. He fucking sucks.
He fucking sucks.
See, now I'm going to cut the episode to where it says, "Tell me about Billy Two Guns," and it'll be like, "He fucking sucks."
That's betrayal right there, man.
There you go. Biggest fear happening on this show, real time. Ben, what's your biggest fear?
Very similar to Doc, honestly. I completely agree with every word he just said about betrayal and being burned
About
by
Billy
people.
Two Guns?
I don't know anything about Billy Two Guns. I will not comment on.
He fucking sucks.
Doc, he's about to edit us to make us look like an asshole. Both of us.
Absolutely.
We're both about to look like major pricks.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that to you. So okay.
Mine you do it drowning. To me, not him.
Mine is drowning. And just to quickly describe why it's my biggest fear, I almost did it once, and I was caught in a tree underwater, in the branches of a tree, and I'm thinking, I have the air in me right now, and the next time that I breathe, it's going to be water, and I'm conscious for that, and that's fucking terrifying.
That's another one of my fears.
And if you don't agree, I will send you my balls, and you send me yours. Okay?
I agree with both of what you just said. I hate I hate the idea of drowning, and I definitely don't like being burned by people I trust.
All right, Doc. If you had a product that you could endorse with your name on it, what would that product be?
Is Clone Willy off the table?
Explain.
You don't know what Clone Willy is? Dames.
I know what it is, hence the face I'm making
Tech,
right now.
Okay?
I know what it is.
They take a tube and they fill it full of that like casting foam, and then they stick it over their pecker while it's hard, and then they pull it out and they cast it and they inject it with a silicone mold, and then they send you a dildo of your pecker in the mail.
So your confidence level is
that would be my product. Ego, man. That'd back the ego up.
That'd be your product. Yeah.
I don't
think those work with micro penises, Doc. I'm out of luck.
No, if I had a product that I could really get behind in the real world, it would
You
be.
could get behind that one, but it would be a little scary.
I don't think my wife's job would appreciate that. I don't think my state chiropractic board would appreciate the Doc Willie.
Who cares what they appreciate?
Do they appreciate you doing comedy? Honest question.
I never had any trouble with that. I actually got asked that question by a clinic owner not too long ago, by a guy that runs a multidisciplinary clinic, and he was looking to expand. And he said, "What do your patients think about you doing comedy?" Because he'd been to my show before. And I said, honestly, I think they love it. And I haven't really lost any patients that I'm aware of because of it. The ones that didn't care for it still came back to my office and told me it wasn't their cup of tea. So it was just out of their realm of what they thought was funny. So no, that doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, man. All right. I got a few left if you're good.
Let's go.
Who do you got in tonight's game, Miami or Indiana?
Well, I grew up, as you mentioned, in Lincoln, Nebraska, and so we have hatred for the entire state of Florida, including Miami, and so I could never cheer for them, ever. Miami sucks, and so I don't care who I think is going to win the game. I have to pull for the underdog Indiana non-football school, which I don't know dick about basketball, but I know our men's basketball team is like second ranked in the country, and Indiana is a football school all of a sudden. So we have literally swapped spots there. And so, yeah, I'm going with Indiana.
This is just a fun fact. This is the one game Indiana has played in this college football playoff where they're legitimately favored by more than 3 points.
There you go.
And they've rolled everybody for a month and a half.
Yeah, I'm going with them just because I hate Miami. They could be 17-point underdogs. I'm still pulling for them.
All right, we're coming in on the home stretch, Doc. I got 3 questions for you.
All right.
That remain, and one's a follow-up to this. What are you grateful for?
Grateful? I'm grateful that I have got to experience more in life in my 46 years than most people twice my age will ever get to experience. And that's all fast. It's not just entertainment. I've just got to do so much cool shit with my friends and my family and my kids that I think I've experienced more in life. If I died tomorrow, I know that I've experienced a lot of shit that people will never do or see.
See, that's a great answer, and I feel that way too. Like about my life, but when I was going through your Facebook page to get pictures for the promotional stuff, I mean, I'm going through and I'm like, fuck this asshole. all this fun shit that he's having. But then I go through mine and I'm like, it's just different fun shit. I mean,
yeah,
you wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. Follow up on this question. I know now what you're grateful for. What do you stand for?
Ooh. I stand for being true to your word. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I have learned in the last few years is if you say something to somebody, then you should mean it. And if you don't mean it, then you need to change it until you mean it.
That's awesome. That's actually really awesome. All right.
That is a 10-star statement right there. So.
The final question before you're off the hook and back to breaking people's
spines.
Well, unbreaking people's by cracking it. I don't know. That makes no sense to me. Let me fix you by fucking making all these weird noises with your shit. And I don't expect you to have an answer for this, but you're pretty quick on your feet. So if you do have one, I would love to hear it. What are you pretending not to know?
Ooh. You got me on that one. I might be stumped a little bit.
Yes.
I don't have all the answers to everyone's success. I don't have all the answers to how each individual in life can be happy in their own right. So, but I'll pretend it. I'll bullshit it.
Well, notice that like a lot of times I'd be like, give some people some advice. you're not the kind of person that can give advice on that kind of stuff because you'd be like, well, just be entertaining as shit and be in the middle of shit when shit's happening and you'll be asked to do the shit. That's my advice. Like that's not good TV. It's the truth, but it's not good TV. So I didn't ask you, like, you know, but if you do want to give a piece of advice to anybody about any of pick one of the things. It could be family, it could be chiropractor, it could be ringmaster, comedy, voice acting, all of the gambit that is you. One piece of advice on one of those things.
Ooh. I would say with your family, be true to your family. With entertainment, understand that the people that succeed in the entertainment world is infinitesimally small. So keep it fun and actually enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. There were times that I forgot to completely enjoy the ride, like the arena show. And I think that one's probably a better piece of advice, is just understand that you're not going to be the next superstar comic or ring announcer. You can work your ass off. You can have that as a goal. You can have it as something that is a passion of yours, but be realistic about it. You're not going to be the guy. And if you are, then get a lottery ticket too, because you just won.
Perfect. Thank you for your time, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I would love
on.
to have you back because there's plenty to talk about, especially once we get this comedian show going again. I know that's not going to help you in your comedy, but it may bring you back to the table. It may be one of those things that you're like, fuck, there's funny shit happening in my life all the time that I have enough now to go on. Thank you for being here. I'm going to let the people watching give a definition for the word infinitesimally that he used. Because I no understand. So,
Doc, if you ever do a comedy show again, make sure I know about it. I'll be front row.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, sir. You are a treasure. And good luck at work today.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Whew, I need a shower.
He's great, isn't he?
That's Doc Peterson, dude. Ben, you knew him already. I was kind of sad that Frankie didn't get to meet him. Nothing against you, but I'd spent a lot of time talking to Frankie about this guy, and I think they, both having big personalities and egos would have either went or they would have been like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could have been somewhere in the middle too.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a lot to get to. You know what really sucks? I have a note on my computer that says my mouse battery is empty. That's problematic because there's a lot of shit in the rest of this show that is going to require a mouse. So this is a technical difficulty that I've got to figure out.
Yes.
I'm going to play the rest of the comedian's trailer. I'm actually going to restart it because there are probably people that didn't get to see any of it. So I'm going to replay it and I'll play it in full, and maybe a 3-minute charge on my mouse will get us through the rest of it.
Do you have the mouse where you have to turn it upside down to charge it?
Yeah.
That is
It's a great mouse otherwise. And this is the first time it's ever happened. It's my fault because I knew it was low. But anyway, here's the trailer. Let's mute up and watch. This is a series that's going to be coming out on Lock 22 that features at least 3 of our first 6 guests that have been on the show. So Matthew Blevins is a subject, Matt Geiler's a subject, Carmela Anderson's a subject, Lisa Rossi is a subject, and finally Doc Peterson was the 5th artist that I involved in this show. So here you go. This is the comedians, a trailer, not the trailer. Here you go.
I have the USDA Pride Beach stamp tattooed on my right butt cheek.
Come on over here, right here. I should say sneak preview, not a trailer.
There's that tattoo right there.
That is awesome. That's great. So that was the story of my
Billy Two
Hey,
Guys.
brother, you ready?
Yeah.
Born ready. Oh.
What's up, buddy?
That's the guy.
Hey, it's about that time, baby.
And the funniest woman alive.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
All right. You just missed it. We just did a whole thing of coke right here. Man.
Well,
I did it off Carmela's ass.
I was coming at the right time, I guess.
Yeah, listen, hey.
This is my brother, actually.
Hey, brother, how we doing?
Doc.
I'm doing great.
Lisa, good to see you again. Hi. Sir.
This is Ace. He's our MC.
Yes.
He was here last year.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
The TV's out front, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember.
I don't
Very
see
good.
evidence of the cocaine here.
It's on her ass.
It's still on Carmela's ass.
Get that fucking camera out of here! Shit!
Listen, it's a good looking crowd. I want the side bitches in here to make some noise. Don't be shamed. Don't be shamed. Aaron, I know you're a side bitch. Because I'm a main bitch. Okay? Don't be shamed anymore. Now, y'all see that the queen passed away, right? And you know her son, Charles. Now, he had a side bitch named Camilla. Okay? Now, he married her, became a wife. What's this bitch's status now? Queen! Side bitches is winning!
The real shit. Are you ready? I'm always ready.
I am always ready. I don't ever turn off. If you don't turn off, you don't have to get ready.
That's right.
Or everyone's favorite 8-drink Jenny story, when she climbed on the shoulders of a midget with a riding crop and raced him through a campground while beating his ass like she was a jockey in the Kentucky Derby. I wish I was lying to you. Tonight.
So there you have it. That was the sneak preview. Let's not call it a trailer because trailers are cut to be exciting, and that was just a sneak preview. It's going to be a fun show if I can ever get it pieced together.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. The 8-drink Jenny stories. He tells one about where she turns into porn star Jenny on the cruise ship. Fantastic. Just fantastic. Ben.
Yeah.
We got to kind of do a weird reversal here and change to we're starting the show.
Okay.
Because, we only had a brief amount of time with him, and we got through a lot. We got through most of what's on the first page in my interview stuff, which the first page is always crucial, right? Everything that's highlighted, we touched, and everything that was not highlighted.
Did we get through the first question when I was a guest on the show? I'm not sure we did.
We did. We made it through. Let me see what my Ben notes. These notebooks, these steno notebooks, are phenomenal, guys, because they're small enough to where you can hold them in real time and flip the pages like this.
I type all my notes because my handwriting is atrocious. Anybody else's handwriting atrocious? I can barely read my own handwriting. I write the least amount possible.
Yeah, here's the Ben notes.
What do the colors mean? I'm actually curious.
They were just what pen I had in my hand when we covered it.
Okay.
I got a couple of questions that I didn't get to off of yours. If you want to answer them now.
I'm just curious whether I answer them or not is completely not the
What's
point.
on your bucket list, Ben? Your personal bucket list. What do you got?
I still want to go to college, man. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I still want to go to college.
Well, your mom goes to college.
No, she doesn't.
Sorry, that was from...
Well, your mom... That was funny.
That was from... what's his name? With Napoleon Dynamite. It's from Napoleon Dynamite. It's one of my favorite jokes of all time because it applies literally every time someone talks about college. You're only 24?
26, going to be 27 in a month.
What? Where did those 3 years go?
We've been working, man.
I could have, dude, seriously, the fact that you're almost getting close to 30.
Yeah.
That makes me old.
I don't have the time or money to go to college. It'll never happen, but
I wouldn't say never happened, but
Do you know what I wanted to do?
What
Do you know what I
wanna
wanted to do before I ended up doing this?
What?
I wanted to be a baseball play-by-play broadcaster. Specifically for radio, because I have the face for radio. Let me tell you.
All right. Well, that's unfortunate for the show.
Isn't it, though?
The second, I mean, you kind of just led me into another question that I didn't get asked. And now I'm using the blue highlighter, which was not on your previous note sheet before this. Which my question was, if money was no issue, what would you be doing with your time? Sounds like you'd go to college.
No, if money was no issue, I would have a cabin in northern Minnesota and I'd be fishing.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Can we make it a 2-man cabin? I swear to God, I'm a good roommate, dude.
I'll build you a separate cabin on the same property if you really want me to.
Dude, I'm all in. Make this happen, Ben.
Do you even like fishing?
I do.
You wouldn't want to live in Minnesota.
It's fucking 4 degrees out here, right out, and there's snow on the ground. So I'm gonna be inside. Regardless.
Right.
I said regardless, not irregardless. Just so
also, I'd probably pump a bunch of money into like passion projects like 2 Marks and stuff like that, and probably get a studio for me and Russ to do the show out of.
My favorite thing that you said when you were on the show was, I said, fill in this sentence. I am a blank. Do you remember what you said?
I think I might have said dumbass.
Pretty close. You said idiot.
Oh, I thought I said dipshit.
No, I have it written right here. I am a blank, and I filled in what you said, which is the word idiot. I am an idiot.
Well, I rotate the word idiot, dipshit, and dumbass pretty much daily.
One more, and we'll start the show. Okay. If you could hang out and party with any one band or musician, dead or alive, tell me about this party.
My answer is so lame because you've never heard of these people, but I'm going to answer it anyway. There's a band I am a massive fan of called The Midnight. I have been to one of their shows. I will be going to another one in May. And these are like the just chillest motherfuckers. They know their audience. Their audience is a bunch of stoners and they know it and they just don't care. And I feel like this party would just be one giant puff puff pass circle.
The Midnight. Where are they playing? Is it a small venue?
It is called The Palace. It's in, I believe it's in either Minneapolis or St. Paul. I don't keep up anymore.
The Palace does not sound small.
It is small. It's about, I think, 3,000. Your brother just called you.
I gotta put that up because, hey, we're at 9% battery. We're gonna make it, guys.
We have an hour and a half left, buddy.
We are gonna make it. Wait, where did it go?
I don't know. I see it.
Comment just disappeared. Can you put it up?
No, it gives me no options.
Oh, no.
I'm even trying to right click on it just to see if that gives me more options. It does not.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. You did it.
Nice hat, you jobber. You know what? If I go through...
He is a jobber.
You know what? Ben, talk for a minute because I'm going to fucking own
I can do that.
Punk. I'm going to own this punk right now.
Well, I happen to agree with your brother that you're a bit of a jobber.
What's a jobber?
Somebody who loses constantly.
Wow.
You know,
that's a loser. Okay.
No, a jobber in wrestling is somebody that just loses.
Wait, jobber is a wrestling term?
Yeah. It is used in wrestling most often. That's where I've heard it, is in wrestling. A jobber is like the Brooklyn Brawler or like...
I know him.
I know you
I can get him on your show. Literally I've talked to him in person 5 or 6 times.
We've talked about this before. Like the term, that's why I said, see, right. Dame knows.
Hold on. He calls me a jobber for wearing this hat, right?
I called you the same thing when you couldn't hear me earlier.
Yeah, well, how about this? How about this, motherfucker? Who's the jobber now?
Actually, I think you're both jobbers.
Look at same.
Now I think you're both jobbers.
How dare he? How dare you, sir?
I have a question for Dane. Does he know that picture existed?
I doubt it. I really doubt it. But
is that AI? Is my next question.
If he wants a war of attrition, nice AI. He says. It's not.
You should have Dane on the show.
I can't. I'm telling Dane, if you're free right now and you want to get up here and go through the rest of the show with us, send me your email address. I'll give you a link and I'll bring you up and we can just talk shit for the next hour
and a half.
Because Doc Peterson's off.
Gone
back to work. Actually, I'm going to take this down. I'm going to send you an invite and you can just join if you want to. And
are we going to take the picture off the screen?
Did I not? Oh, I didn't. You're right. My bad.
Oh, he's working.
He's an adult. Martin Luther King Day?
Yeah, well,
I don't believe that.
Some of us,
I don't believe that.
Aren't that fortunate to be off today.
He's off. He's lying.
Well, anyway. maybe he's spending time with family. You don't know.
He is. He just called me a jobber and for wearing the same hat. Which, I got to admit, I pulled that picture in record time. That was, come on.
I'm impressed you found that quick.
Give me some credit.
Unless that's AI, which I'm willing to believe it is.
But let's talk about birthdays, okay? Dane, if you want to come on, the opportunity still exists. Today's birthdays, I'm going to have you guess who these people are. Ben.
I'm going to get every single one of these wrong. I'm just going to...
You don't know who that is?
That's Dolly Parton. I recognize the fake blonde hair anywhere.
I mean, she was a blonde, but she did wear wigs. She does wear wigs. She's still alive.
Still does,
how old she is?
I would guess late 70s.
She's 80 years old today.
Well, I was close.
She's a national icon, bro.
Why are the pictures so big?
So everybody, because when you're looking at a tiny phone screen, you can see them.
Oh, fair enough. Carry on.
We had this whole argument for like 90 minutes about the view. We had some people that were like, "Hey, I can't see you guys or any of the pictures that you're posting when I'm watching on a phone," and I'm like, I don't really care, but I care. I don't care if you like what we're talking about, but if you can't see it and you have issues with that, I definitely care. So it's a kind of a two.
That makes sense.
System.
Once you said it, it made sense.
Do you know who this is?
Who?
Who this is?
No.
If I tell you her name, will you know? This is Jodie Sweetin. Do you know who that is?
Give me a second.
No looking it up. Jodie Sweetin is from Full House.
Oh.
She played the middle child. There was Michelle, DJ, and her. I don't remember what her name was.
See, I was more of a Happy Days than a Full House guy. I know they aired at completely different times, but I grew up after they were both off the air. So.
All right. That's fair. My celebrity crush, her birthday's today as well. Do you know who that is?
No.
That's Katie Seagal. She was Peg Bundy in Married with Children. She most recently was on The Connors. Stephanie was the middle child. That's right. Why didn't I know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was in Sons of Anarchy. She was Leela in Futurama.
She was Leela?
Yeah. The voice of Leela.
I knew the name sounded familiar. I love Futurama.
Katie Seagal's 72. Futurama is the greatest animated cartoon.
Yes.
Not show. The animated cartoon. Like primetime half-hour cartoon ever.
I agree, only because The Simpsons completely falls off a cliff after season 6.
I mean, I love The Simpsons. It will forever be like, it's just historic. It's still fucking going, dude. After like 35 years. It's insane. But yeah, I mean.
They never got back on the horse after season 6 the right way, though.
I'm not going to agree with that. To each their own. Fine. And we have to acknowledge the birthdays of racists. Do you know who this is?
That would be Roseanne.
No. Wrong racist. Wrong racist.
No, that's not Roseanne. You're right. That's what's her goddamn name?
This is Paula Dean.
Yeah,
Paula
that one.
Dean. Butter on everything.
I was about to. I don't know why. I was trying to think of like racist old cooks that wrote cookbooks.
Well, this would be the first one on the list.
Yep.
You can't say Martha Stewart because she's best friends with Snoop Dogg.
Well, Martha Stewart's a bit of a
All right,
controversial
that's
case.
Paula
Anyway.
Dean. She's 79 years old today. Happy birthday, Paula Dean.
Well, not super happy because she's still a racist.
I think she kind of got out from under that a little bit, and it wasn't. I mean, any racism is bad, so I'm not going to try and justify. It was only this racist. It was racist, okay? So whether you're this racist or this racist, fuck you. You're still a racist, right?
Yes.
Who's this?
Yeah. Can I ask a preliminary question?
Sure.
Is she a racist?
No.
Okay, then I have no idea.
I don't want to get people thinking that we're platforming racism by putting multiple old elderly white women up that are racist. So I would never do that to the show. This is Tippi Hedren. Tippi Hedren she's an animal rights activist. She's still alive. She's 96 today. She was born in your home state of Minnesota.
Please put my face on the screen.
New Ulm, I believe. Is that a town?
Yes, that's a town. It's very small.
Yeah,
well, it's bigger
she's
now. It was not that big 96 years ago.
Right. She was in Alfred Hitchcock movie called The Birds.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah, she's the lead actress in The Birds.
I have a whole diatribe as to why I've seen that movie. I'm not going to get into it.
Good. We definitely have time, but it sounds really boring. So
it is more boring than you think it is.
So, scat that. Scat that. Oh, Jobby.
Why are we still calling him a jobber?
Because he said nice hat jobber.
Yeah.
Oh, how soon you forget, Mr. Marvin, Mr. Dane Michael.
I mean,
got you. I got him back. I don't. Who cares?
Karma is a bitch. I mean, you know.
I got him back. It's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know who this is?
The thing I want to say, if it's not him, I'm going to feel like a real prick.
Say it. You're going to say Ulysses S. Grant, aren't you?
No. Is this a Confederate general?
Yes.
Is that Robert E. Lee?
It is! Happy birthday, Robert E. Lee.
What? You just said we weren't going to platform multiple old racists, and then you put fucking Robert E.
His birthday. 1807. 1807. He died in 1870. In shame.
Not soon enough. Sorry.
All right, no. All right, it's his birthday. What am I going to do? What about him?
That's John Wilkes Booth.
No. That's Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, now I feel like an asshole.
He, 1809 to 1849. He only lived to be 40 years old.
Oh, now I feel like an asshole. I accused him
of
being John Wilkes Booth, a known assassin.
And then he died. We got one more birthday here. You should probably know who this is.
You're wrong.
She's taken another little piece of your heart now, Benny.
Huh?
Come on, take it. Take another little piece of mine now, baby.
Chat, help me.
That's Janis Joplin. Born
Could have fooled me.
1943, died 1970. She was
she was not that old.
Part of the 27 Club. Do you know what the 27 Club is, Ben?
I've heard a little bit about it.
Are you at all worried that you're gonna die next year?
This year, you mean?
You'll be 27 when?
A month from Wednesday.
I was gonna say, hold on, I have it in my book. Yes, I have your birthday in my planner book.
I mean, you've texted me on my birthday every year since we met, so I didn't doubt you had it written down somewhere.
All right, just so I don't have to prove it. Okay, good. Yes, sir. 27 Club. Kurt Cobain. Jimi Hendrix. Jim Morrison. Janis Joplin. There's more.
Yeah.
What was her name? I can never remember her name.
There's one from the day the
Amy
music died too.
Winehouse.
There's one from the day the music died too.
Was it not Buddy Holly? Was it?
I don't think so.
Big Bopper.
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
Richie Valens. One of those.
Whoever the youngest of that group was.
Yeah, I don't know. We should do it. I should do a collection of the 27 Club. But yeah, if you're a musician, and you come to prominence before the age of 27, you're worried basically for an entire year.
Hey, everybody, I got nothing to worry about. I'm not a musician and I'm not prominent. So, 0 for 2 on that one.
I did celebrate the day that I turned 28 because I was like, I made it. I made it.
I'll celebrate my birthday the same way I've celebrated my birthday every year since I turned 21, which is getting drunk as shit and forgetting it the next day.
I don't know why you... Just, ladies and gentlemen, if you have bad news to tell me, please don't tell me in the middle of a show.
What? Are you talking about me or somebody else?
No, they know who they are. I'm sorry, but now I'm going to have to be thinking about that the whole time.
Huh?
All right. I'm going to give myself a minute here, and I'm going to do a new segment to the show, Ben. And I'm also going to charge my mouse so we can get more than 9%. I had this loaded up because I was like, you know what? It is going to be a segment of the show someday, and I want people to see it. So there are 29 episodes of this that I'm about to show. This was the first. It's called Old People Eating. So I'm going to play that right now, and I'm going to mute myself, plug in my mouse, and see where we can go from there. Here we go. This is Old People Eating.
Here
Episode
I
1.
am with a couple of old people.
Don't deny.
What is it that you have there?
We have the new Chicken Big Mac from McDonald's.
All right, and this is hilarious because this is not food that you would eat.
No.
So I'm definitely curious to see. Tom, maybe. I don't see you ordering this, but legendarily, Big Mac is the best item that McDonald's has on their menu.
Yeah.
People have been calling for a chicken Big Mac for years. I don't know why they don't have a Big Mac quarter pounder. Doesn't make any sense to me. But here you go.
Here we go.
Let's take a look. Oh,
wow.
Doesn't look half bad.
Thing number one is, did they put a tomato on it?
No.
Because if they put a tomato on it, we don't want it.
No,
there's no tomato on a Big Mac.
Oh my
See?
gosh.
See how old he is?
Oh my
He
God.
doesn't know what's on a Big Mac.
Oh my goodness.
I don't eat Big Macs.
It has a triple bun.
Well, how does the song go? Song goes pickles, blah blah. And
there's no tomato in there.
No, there's no tomato in
cheese,
there.
All right. You better take a bite there, dear.
Yeah,
cheese,
you go first.
Lettuce and pickles.
Yeah.
Just you gotta get smash it in and go.
Wow.
Is it good?
It is
You don't hate it? All right.
No.
All right. Well, let's see here.
That's not too rich.
Oh my god.
That's good.
Well, not bad.
Give me a out of 10.
8.
8?
7 or 8 out of 10.
7? Gosh, I wish I would have got a regular Big Mac since you're so
the special sauce is a little
Weak.
Well, no, it's just a little different with chicken than with beef.
I'll take another bite.
No, I want another bite.
I want another bite.
I want another bite.
Another bite. He's gonna eat it all. Give it to me.
So what do you like about it?
The chicken.
Is this something that you would order? It's limited time only, but I mean,
I probably would not.
Probably not. But if somebody bought one for me, I'd eat it.
Like now.
Like now.
I don't care for the extra bread in the middle.
Fair enough.
That's a signature Big Mac thing, though.
See, I never knew that.
Oh yeah, it is.
Shows you how many Big Macs I've eaten. I usually get the crispy chicken.
Well, that's what that is.
I know.
Well, you make no sense.
Well, no, the crispy chicken is really spicy.
That's the spicy crispy chicken.
Right. Do they have a chicken Big Mac
If they
spicy?
can do that, they can do spicy. Come on now.
Well, I'd probably like that better.
Well,
it's not so blah.
Well,
so we got a 7s across the board?
I think so. Yeah.
What do you think you would rate a regular Big Mac?
Probably a 7.
All right, so it's no better or no worse.
I'd say it's no better or no worse.
I'd prefer
for me.
the Big Mac.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you have it, folks.
From the old people.
That's what old people think of
Well,
the chicken Big Mac.
In our opinion, matters more than anyone else.
I would think
Don't
so.
you forget it.
I would think so.
Years of wisdom and experience.
Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, we're out.
All right.
And we're back. You're muted again.
That's old people eating. A segment we'll use on shows like this, where the guest isn't always going to be with us for the duration. That's just a fact of life. Trying to get anybody to hang on for dear life for 3 hours, it's tough. So, okay, Ben, let's talk football.
Let's.
We have tonight's game. I know you're more of a college football than pro football,
Yes.
but pro football had a pretty big weekend. So we'll talk about both.
I just want to say off the top, this was the best weekend the NFL's had in years.
All right, we're talking about college right now.
Wow.
Tonight's game, we kind of talked about it a little bit with Doc Peterson. I had forgotten that the Miami love between Nebraska and Miami is a double downer rain parade, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah. They don't.
Tell me your thoughts on Miami and why Indiana's going to whoop their asses tonight.
Well, first of all, I know this isn't how it works in the NFL. These odds don't mean anything in the NFL usually. Indiana's a 7.5 point favorite, which in the NFL is not a lot. In college football, a touchdown on a neutral field is something, because more than touchdown underdogs, Indiana's a 7.5 point favorite right now. Right. And that could go up before kickoff.
What changes the betting lines?
Money moving in either direction. If a bunch of people see that Miami's plus 7.5 and they really like Miami, they really like Carson Beck, they really like what Miami brings to the table, and they bet it plus 7.5, it'll go down to 7. I don't think it'll go down. I think if it moves at all today, it will go up, not down.
So you seem to know, and this is an opportunity for a younger guy to educate an older guy. I don't know anything about betting. So when you say plus 7.5,
that means that you would win it's 7.5 points is roughly equivalent to about what you could get. And you could really, if you wanted to go extra special on this line and you wanted to take Miami plus like 32.5 with some parlays, You absolutely could. And you could just take Miami plus the points and you'd win a significant chunk of money here. You could easily win 2-3 times your money putting money on Miami right now.
All right. So if I bet Miami, if I just say I want to put my money on Miami while the line is at 7.5, is that points?
Yeah.
Like
that's points.
Miami's going to win by 7.5 points?
Well, you can bet Indiana to win, but Miami to cover, and covering basically means it'll be less than a touchdown game in this case because it's 7.5. It could be 7 and you'd still hit that. So you can take the points, but still bet Indiana to win. That's kind of the safe way to do it. There's no safe way to gamble. But
yes. Do not use this as a means to go.
No, do not use this as gambling advice. Please do not. Listen, by no means does Miami have a snowball's chance in hell of winning this game. Miami, I don't care that this game is in Miami because this game is in Miami. They do not have a chance. Indiana is a 7.5 point favorite in Miami in what is supposed to be a neutral field game.
Okay. So help me out here. If I had $100 and I say, I'm putting this $100 on Indiana, how much do I win?
Not much right now because Indiana. Cool. No, this is not free gambling advice. This is me explaining betting to a guy who doesn't get it. So you'd have to bet quite a bit right now because Indiana is minus 340 to win, that's the money line. That's a little bit more complicated than I have time to explain.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is gambling advice from Ben Shrewsbury.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. No, you'd have to put quite a bit of money on Indiana to win, and you'd probably have to take them minus like 14 or 15 just to win anything substantial. You could win just betting them to win right now, but it wouldn't be much.
So $102.
I mean,
more than that.
You could probably win something on that. It wouldn't be great. It wouldn't be anything special. I mean, if you really want to get crazy with tonight's game, bet the over and bet Miami to win. That's how you can win. I think the over hits. I don't think Miami wins this game. I don't think Miami is going to score much. This game could be over. This could be like that Seahawks game we saw on Saturday, where by the time we get to the second quarter, it feels like the game's over. It could be the same thing again. And it could be worse. It could legitimately be 28-0 going into the third quarter.
All right. Awesome. Still don't understand anything about gambling. That was a wonderful segment, Ben. Thank you so much.
Who are you picking to win this game? Because I have not talked to one person picking Miami.
No, I got Indiana. I think everybody, the numbers favor Indiana, and I'm
look at the
pulling
talent.
for them. I don't even want to live in a universe where Indiana doesn't win this game. It's just a cool story, man. It's a great story.
Miami is a cool story in its own right because they're a fallen giant of college football who completely fell off the face of the earth and have been irrelevant for the better part of 2 decades and haven't won a damn thing in I don't know how long.
When was Indiana football relevant?
Never.
So fuck this.
See,
fuck
that's why I
Miami's
said
story.
in their own right. Indiana's the far better story here. But the story of this game will be looked at through the lens of if Miami wins, what did Carson Beck do to get them over the line? And I do not like Carson Beck. He is not going. He was going to go to the NFL, but he is not going to translate in the NFL. Does that make sense?
Like, give me an example of somebody who didn't translate to the NFL.
Here's a great example. Jarrett Stidham. We're going to see him play quarterback this weekend for the Denver Broncos. He played really well in college. Has not translated in the NFL.
And you're going to say that and shit on him before his biggest game of his career?
I don't give a shit. This guy can't play quarterback in the NFL.
Tell me where he had a real chance to do that.
Dude, he has played. He was in New England. He played in New England.
Like, for injury?
Yes.
I mean,
he's playing for an injury now.
That's not what I'm saying. You're saying he's a dead player.
Okay. At the beginning of the training camp for Denver, they were trying to find another quarterback to play backup. Stidham was going to be third string quarterback. They could not find another quarterback that would come in.
The Colts found one.
Yeah. And Denver couldn't find anybody. Now,
Elway couldn't come off.
Sean Payton's a fucking asshole. Hear me out. Sean Payton is a fucking asshole. He's the second biggest asshole in the NFL behind Kyle Shanahan.
You got Shanahan right.
But if anybody can drag a dead carcass of a quarterback that is Jarrett Stidham through a shithouse game, and that is what it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be like 12-9 or like 15-12.
You know what, Eric? This Goldberg guy. I wish it said Goldberg right here because that's how I know him. But here's the thing. I'm bringing this up because he's a Minnesota Vikings fan, which is hilarious because I'm a Seattle fan now. You had Sam Darnold last year.
Yeah.
People were saying before he signed with you, they were saying he's Jared Stidham. He's dead. He's a dead quarterback.
There's a difference between Sam Darnold and Jarrett Stidham.
Well, you say that now.
No, there still is.
What was the difference then?
Sam Darnold was a top 3 pick. Jarrett Stidham, I don't think was drafted in the first round. I'm trying to figure out when he was drafted because I do not remember that off the top of my head.
Higher expectations.
Also, just higher talent.
Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant.
Brock Purdy and Mac Jones are the same quarterback.
He's played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you know what? Had San Francisco beat you guys and Brock Purdy got hurt, Mac Jones might have done the same thing.
They didn't even come close. Do you think Mac Jones would have had a better chance against Seattle than Brock Purdy?
Yes.
Really?
Because I think Mac Jones has more natural talent than Brock Purdy. There's a reason Mac
Tom Brady drafted.
Tom Brady is all up here. And I've said that for years. Tom Brady is a genius when it comes to the football field. And I hate to say that because I don't like the guy.
There's a little bit going on in his right arm.
Well, yeah, all these guys can throw the football. Jarrett Stidham can throw a football. It's not an issue of being able to throw. It is a processing problem. For a lot of these guys, that's what it is.
I would say he's got, a little bit against him because he has, in fact, not been playing with the number ones for the majority of the season.
And I don't even know, there's questions as to if he'll even practice with the number ones this week. So
why is that?
Because, okay, and this is a farcical rumor. This is not happening. Somebody on Twitter last night got it trending that Drew Brees would play for the Broncos. That's not going to happen. Drew Brees is not coming off his couch to play for the Broncos. That's not happening. No. That was trending last night for most of the night. But that is not happening.
I saw Phillip Rivers trending for them too.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees. At one point, Tom Brady was trending for them. I'm not kidding. Just the most farcical shit.
People are stupid.
Okay, the most believable one out of those is Tom Brady. He is the one that would probably do it.
Why would he do it?
Do you know how much Tom Brady likes money?
He likes money so much that he gave up a bunch of money playing for the Patriots so that they could field a better team.
Do you know how much Fox is paying him?
Yeah, more than he made as a football player.
Yeah, well, Fox pays all those guys more than they made as football players.
That's not true. Matt Ryan just stepped down from a job that paid him less than $3 million a year.
Yeah, and we don't know what the Falcons are paying him. I'm assuming it's more than that. I hope it's more than that for his sake.
Yeah, but my point was they don't all make the big money that you think. Tom Brady's an exception. Tony Romo's an exception.
Can we talk about Romo for a second? He might be on the hot seat.
For what?
There was a report this week that CBS may be looking to shift him out and shift JJ Watt in.
I heard that he said something, but I didn't hear what it was.
Well, I don't know what he said. I don't know that I care, but CBS is reportedly not happy with the feedback they've been getting on Romo and Nance. They want to shift JJ Watt in there. My take on it is the more JJ Watt, the merrier. But the problem with Tony Romo, I don't think is entirely Tony Romo. I think it's Jim Nance is past his prime. I love Jim Nance. I grew up with Jim Nantz, watching Jim Nantz, listening
Can
to
you
Jim
do your
Nantz.
Chris Collinsworth impression for me?
Have you even ever heard my Chris Collinsworth impression?
Yeah, I love it.
Can you give me a lead in? Pretend you're Tarico.
I don't see that requires me to do a Tarico impersonation.
Well, can you do Al Michaels? Pretty much everybody can. Just sound old.
I realize that I'm putting you on the spot, and then you're by proxy putting me on the spot to set up your being put on the spot.
Oh, I got a bet. Well, Mike, this Jarrett Stidham, I'm really curious to see what he can do. We've never seen this guy really throw a football. He might be good. You don't know, Mike. That's the glory of the NFL.
There it is. That's epic. Thank you.
And don't tell me that didn't sound like something Collinsworth might say.
No, the laugh is what made me. You had it.
He was great on the game last night. Collinsworth was on it last night.
I don't want to get
Caleb Williams.
I don't want to get this into a full-blown football show because it's not. But there's a couple things I want to talk about. How about you might have a different take on it, but I'm looking at people and I'm just going to pull up the list here. Yeah, NFL has a different steno notebook. So we're looking at right now 10 openings for head coaches in the NFL.
You have Stefanski marked as to Atlanta, right?
Just listen. We're not talking about where people are going because we already know that Harbaugh is signing with the Giants. But listen, tell me if it's fair. I'm going to read it off and you say fair, not fair. And then we'll come back and talk about anything that I maybe disagree with. The Ravens oust John Harbaugh. Fair, not fair?
After the last 2 years, I think it's fair.
Browns out Kevin Stefanski. Fair, unfair?
Unfair and poorly run organization.
Raiders, after one season, oust Pete Carroll. Fair, unfair?
Totally fair. He's past it.
Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon. Fair, unfair?
I think that guy won 12 games in 4 years. Totally fair.
Falcons, Raheem Morris. Fair, unfair?
Not his fault, but fair in the end.
Giants, Brian Dable. Fair, not fair?
Totally fair. I thought it was a disaster.
Titans, Brian Callahan. Fair, unfair?
You can't win 3 games in 2 years and expect to keep your job. That's fair.
Mike McDaniels, Dolphins. Fair, unfair?
I've gone back and forth on that one. It is fair in a certain light, but it's also unfair in another. That's a 50-50 case to me.
Steelers, Mike Tomlin. Fair, unfair?
I mean, he stepped down, but it was time. It was time for him to go. I mean, he looked tired by the end, and there's talk he's not going to coach again. So if that's the case, good for him for getting out while he could.
Bill, Sean McDermott. Fair, unfair?
Totally unfair. Totally.
All right. So you do have a heart somewhere in there. I'm going to tell you where I disagree. I'm going to tell you where I disagree, first of all. All right? Now, let's just say for reasoning's sake that the Rooney family was never going to fire Mike Tomlin. They were never going to come out and say, you're fired. We're telling everybody that you're fired. They were going to say, you're no longer employed here, but we'll give you a chance to say that you want to step down. We all know that's what happened.
But, okay, if that's what happened, then why did I read a story in The Athletic that said he walked into a players-only meeting and told everybody he was resigning?
Because they probably told him ahead of time, you can either do this the easy way or the hard way. And he took the easy way.
Can you put your tinfoil hat on for me for a second?
Not over this, but I'm wearing tinfoil under here, so.
That works.
Go ahead.
So, here's my conspiracy theory. I agree with you. I think they did say that. But I think they also lied to the players and made him lie to the players.
Okay.
Because I think there are players on that team that would have walked the fuck out if they would have fired Tomlin.
The reason I'm going there is because I need to set up this scenario here. If you say it's unfair of the Bills to fire McDermott, how do you justify them Steelers doing this to Tomlin? Or the Ravens doing this to Harbaugh.
I think those two guys had run their course in their select places. I don't think McDermott had run his course in Buffalo.
The same results?
No.
No?
The same results on paper, yes, but context matters in this situation? No.
All right, I'm going to throw another wrinkle here at you. Both Harbaugh and Tomlin won Super Bowls for the organization.
More than a decade ago, both.
McDermott has not.
The reason I think it's unfair that McDermott got fired is because I don't think they've done an overly great job of keeping that roster built up. And some of that is Josh Allen's contract and some of that is other stuff. They have not done a great job of keeping that roster built up beyond Josh Allen, James Cook, and a few other pieces. Look, I really like Sean McDermott. Some of that is my bias towards I really like Sean McDermott. I think he is a great football coach. I think he will get another job, probably this cycle if he wants it. If he doesn't want it, fine. I do believe the reporting, however, that Mike Tomlin won't coach again. If that's out there from a reputable source because it's being reported by The Athletic and ESPN and everybody that he probably won't coach again, I believe that. And if he does coach again, I think it will be a what's a good comparison here? The only comparisons I have are like NBA guys.
So use it.
Phil Jackson. It'll be a Phil Jackson scenario where they go away for however many years it was that Phil went away and then he came back. Or Doc Rivers. Remember when Doc Rivers went away for a couple of years and said he was retired and wasn't going to coach again?
How can you possibly put Doc Rivers in the same scenario as you're using Phil Jackson?
Because they did similar things.
Make that make sense.
They did similar things. They both went away.
Yeah, but one no one would care about, and one everybody else would be like, "Yes, come back, come back, come back."
I completely disagree if you're talking about Doc Rivers there. I don't think Doc Rivers has worked in Milwaukee.
Rivers has anywhere close to the resume of Phil Jackson?
No. Nobody does. Most people don't. The only one that gets remotely close is Steve Kerr at this point, and that's just on championships.
Here we go. Pete Carroll and the Raiders. That's unfair, dude.
No, it's not.
When you sign Pete Carroll, knowing that you have a bottom 3 team in the NFL, and you don't give him at least 2 years,
there was stuff going on there that led up to that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I'm Pete Carroll and I'm in that interview, I'm going to say, I can turn this thing around, and if you don't trust me to do it in 2 years, and you feel like there's any scenario where you'd fire me after a year, don't give me this job.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm 75. I'm not going to go to another team. This is my last hurrah. It's not fair, dude. They had, and I said this on the other show, Pete Carroll had less to work with than my fucking barber, dude. When he got there. All right. Now they have the first pick of the draft, and they have what will be their 4th quarterback in 4 years, or 4th head coach in 4 years.
Yep.
It's not fair.
Who are they going to hire is my question. Could they be a Sean McDermott?
Let me ask you this. Who are the Ravens going to hire that's better than John Harbaugh?
Sean McDermott. I wouldn't be surprised.
Again, Sean McDermott doesn't have the Super Bowl.
No, but he does have conceivably more in front of him than behind him. Harbaugh doesn't.
Who are the Steelers going to hire that's better than Mike Tomlin?
Nobody. They're not going to hire anybody better than Mike Tomlin because there is nobody in this cycle that's better than Mike Tomlin.
Brian Daboll.
No.
If you're signing John Harbaugh, it makes it hard to make an argument, but this guy is not the reason that the Giants are miserable. All right, he was coach of the year 2 years ago, right? And then they decided, hey, let's pay Danny Dimes instead of Saquon Barkley, and let Saquon Barkley go to our rival and win a Super Bowl. That's not Brian Daboll making that decision.
He did have a hand in that, but he was not the biggest part of that.
Nobody that doesn't have nobody that doesn't have the checkbook in their hand is saying, "Oh, go ahead, don't pay my running back." I don't believe that for a second.
I think
like,
he
please
thought
do
they
whatever
could.
you can to keep this guy on my field, please.
Did you watch Hard Knocks the year they got rid of him?
No.
Oh well, yeah. That explains why you have this opinion.
Oh, do educate me there, sir.
Well, they basically said that it was the Giants GM. Can somebody remind me of his name?
No one's gonna help you out like that quickly.
I don't know his name either. Anyway, the Giants GM said, "Well, we want to keep Saquon, but not above X number." I can't remember what it was. And he got
13 million
like,
was what he wanted.
13
million was what he wanted.
Yeah, and I think they were offering him 9. I think that's what it was. Which he's worth more than 9 million. Let's get that out of the way. And I think he got what, 13 from the Eagles, 14?
He got what he wanted.
And if you gave him a lie detector test right now and asked him if he regrets going to the Eagles, I think he says no.
Yeah. He won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think this year matters to him. I don't think he cares. And I wouldn't either. Not for $13 million in the Super Bowl.
For sure, because...
How does Sirianni still have a job? Can we talk about that? He's had one great year. Okay. The year they won the Super Bowl. Every other year has ended in disaster for him. And he's been in constant controversy. How does this guy have a job?
It could be. There's more. Could be more coming. We don't know yet. All right. Before we move off of football, let's talk about this weekend. You had the first game, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It was Buffalo-Denver, and I had picked Denver. The reason I picked
Buffalo.
Denver is because they were... I picked coaching. Coaching is huge.
Yeah.
I usually pick the better quarterback, but I don't know that Bo Nix isn't just a young, up-and-coming version of Josh Allen.
He's not. There's a chasm there.
There certainly is right now. But that chasm on the field Saturday.
I got to give that Denver defense some credit, too, though. That Denver defense is great.
Yeah, I do. I most definitely do, but Josh Allen blamed himself for this game. And he probably now blames himself for McDermott being fired.
I feel for Josh Allen in this whole thing because, yes, that specific game might have been on him with the 2 turnovers at the worst times possible, but he also dragged them back into that game at the same time.
He's one of my favorite players in the league, Josh Allen.
Yeah. I feel for him because he does have a very good relationship with Sean McDermott. I presume he still does, even though he got fired today. Josh Allen's going to be there for a long time. I don't know who the next head coach is going to be there. I would have to assume it's going to be Brian Daboll at this point. I don't know that. Daboll could go be an OC somewhere. Maybe Buffalo doesn't see him as a head coach guy. I don't know. But I can't imagine Joe Brady comes back at this point. Look, I don't know what's going to happen there. Maybe Buffalo surprises me and Joe Brady ends up being the head coach. I doubt it. I hope not. For their sake. For Frankie's sake, I hope not. I think he would have the worst time of his life there.
Yeah, speaking of Frankie and Tio, my co-hosts, on Wednesday's upcoming episode of NFL, this is what NFL looks like. Last week, we were riding high and we were like, none of us should be saying that we're on a show called NFL. Next week, this coming Wednesday, you'll see exactly why the show is called NFL. And I may be facing my own hell now that we have to play the 49ers 3 times in one season and now the Rams 3 times in one season. The 2 teams that seem to have our number. Let's talk about Sam Darnold real quick. What was the narrative on Sam Darnold after last year coming into this year? Just real quick, just sum it up.
Most Vikings fans I know thought he needed one more year.
That's you're coming as a Vikings fan. What was the national media narrative on Sam Darnold specifically after last season?
Can't win a big game.
There you go. Can't win a big game. And then he comes to Seattle, wins 14 games in the regular season for the second consecutive year with a different team, brand new coordinators, different team all around. He beats the 49ers. He beats the Rams. He wins. He can win big games. All right? He has proven that. That narrative never should have existed. What the narrative actually should have been is he can't beat the Rams. The Rams are his kryptonite, is what the narrative should have been.
And he couldn't beat the Lions either, worth noting.
Did they lose 2 games to the Lions last year?
Yes.
All right. Well,
one of them horribly, one of them by a last-second field goal that wasn't really Darnold's fault.
I don't think that Seattle played the Lions this year, but I'm pretty sure it would have smoked their ass.
Darnold looks like a different guy this year. Granted, your offense is, I mean, let's not shade Kenneth Walker here. The dude's been great.
Zach Charbonnet tore ACL, out for the season.
That sucks, doesn't it?
Well, it puts everything on the back of K9. So,
I mean, are you going to put Shaheed in the backfield? It's an option.
I mean, it opens the door for more run plays to Shaheed for sure.
I know he's a receiver, but they put him in the backfield.
Yeah, but you also don't want to do what the Niners did to Debo and what they're currently doing to McCaffrey. You don't want to kill them and ruin their bodies years ahead of time.
Can we talk about, I know you want to move on from football, but what was your reaction when he ran that touchdown back on Saturday?
I said out loud, game over. I almost lost my voice. I screamed out loud, game over. I said, I know they're going to score more than 3, but they didn't. Look, we won by 5 touchdowns. So I got to watch the opening touchdown get scored, and then over the course of the next 60 minutes, or 59 minutes and 7 seconds.
Of game time,
them not even catch up to that opening kickoff return. They didn't even make it a full 7 points into the game. And that's 8 quarters in a row now that the defense stuffed the 49ers from scoring even a touchdown. So my reaction was, and I was watching it with my family, and my brother and my cousin both were like really nervous. And I said, guys, we're going to go up first, and we're going to score on this opening drive. I didn't say it was going to be a return for I said we're going to score on this opening drive, and then we're never going to look back. There's not going to be anything to worry about. And they were not really.
What's your confidence level at for Sunday?
Well, I told you earlier, and I'm sorry about this, Eric, but had it been the Bears, I was like, they might not score. And I know that's really disrespectful, and maybe I'm underestimating the offense of the Bears, or maybe I'm overestimating the defense of Seattle, but I know the Rams are going to score on us.
They're going to put up more than 6 points. They're going to put up more than 6 points.
They are Sam Darnold's kryptonite. He has 6 turnovers in the last 2 games against them. If he doesn't turn the ball over, I'd say we win easy. But for some reason, he's been very turnover prone playing this team that is his nemesis, is his narrative.
McVay makes guys nervous. I don't know how else to say it. McVay makes guys nervous in a way that other head coaches don't.
Yeah, I hate the Rams, but this is the way I want it to go. If we're going to make it to the Super Bowl, I want to face the best teams that we can, and I want to beat them without any of.
And there's a little bit of the killing your demons.
The refs screwed us over. I can't wait to hear my counterparts on NFL talk about the refs in the Bills game, because they may have a different opinion than most of America.
Can we talk about the killing your demons run that Seattle's on right now? Yeah. They just beat San Francisco, clobbered them into the ground. They could beat the Rams, probably should beat the Rams, in my opinion. And then you're probably going to play, there's a 95% chance you're playing New England in the Super Bowl. And if you beat New England, you have killed all of your demons in the process of one playoff run. Congratulations.
Ooh, I like that narrative. I like that story. And we would have done it on San Francisco's football field.
That's going to be the funniest part. If you go into Levi Stadium and let's just say you kill the Patriots by 20, because you could.
Yeah. They don't have Tom Brady this time.
And you don't have... Who was your offensive coordinator that called the pass play when you should have just gave it to...
We don't speak his name anymore, but Pete Carroll took ownership of it, so we'll just leave it at Pete. How about that?
Well, Mike McDonald, in my view, is already a better coach than Pete Carroll. I mean, not resume, but... Your team's more fun to watch. I'll tell you that.
You put me in a weird position because I definitely want to build up Mike McDonald, but I don't want to take a shit on our most legendary coach while I do.
As a neutral, your team is more fun to watch with Mike McDonald.
That's fine. I do think this defense that they're calling themselves the dark side is a little bit more fun to watch than the Legion of Boom.
Yeah, the Legion of Boom had some clunky games where you won convincingly, but also I feel like there's more likable guys on that defense than were in the Legion of Boom.
Well, none of them are as big a personality on the national stage. And that's just because, I mean, there wasn't a guy going out saying, "Don't you dare question me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree. That's the result you're going to get." And famously, Richard Sherman flipping out on Aaron Andrews over the end of the NFC Championship game in 2012. Craziness.
Dude, the Niners have to feel like shit right now, and I hope they do, because I don't like them any more than you do. I hate the San Francisco 49ers. I hate almost everybody on that team, up to and including Brock Purdy. Fuck Brock Purdy. Fuck Kyle Shanahan. Look, I hope they feel like they just got kicked in the nuts. I don't know how Shanahan still has a job. This guy's proven time and time again that he can't win the big one.
Okay, but again, who do you replace him with?
That's the problem, right? That's the problem.
That's the problem I have with like letting these legendary coaches go. One, with never having a losing season. Yeah, you lost 7 playoff games in a row, but you knew that you were always in the playoffs. Who do you get to replace? Who pushes the needle beyond
the
that?
standard is perceived to be much higher in Pittsburgh than it is in a Minnesota or a Seattle. That's perception. That's not reality. That is perception.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Ben. You have these coaches that you look at that are coordinators in other places, like Mike McDonald. Everyone was like,
yeah,
he's destined to be a head coach. How good's he going to be? No one knew that he was going to come in and be a top 3 coach in the NFL.
I mean, he fixed the Seahawks, literally.
Year 2. All right, so you look at guys like Ben Johnson, who was the coordinator for the Lions, who comes out and turns the Bears around in 2 years. So there's not a lot of those home run guys out there that you can look at, and people are looking at Clint Kubiak, Seattle's offensive coordinator right now, and they're like, he's a hot property. And I'm like, dude, I mean, there's games where the Seattle defense absolutely saved the day because our offense couldn't do anything. And this is the guy that you're going to use to replace
also we had
John Harbaugh?
We had Clint Kubiak in Minnesota. That's not a guy you want to be your head coach. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he's going to replace John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin or Sean McDermott? I don't think so.
Did you hear the Mike McCarthy to Pittsburgh rumor? I think this is preposterous.
I heard it, yeah.
This is preposterous. Why are we doing this again?
I don't know, but it seems like who's the guy before McCarthy in Dallas?
Jason Garrett.
Yeah, he's even out there applying for these jobs. And I'm like,
why is Jason Garrett in this coaching cycle?
I have no idea.
Is there that little head coaching talent in the NFL?
I mean, with 10 spots open, we're really going to see a lot of weird shit.
Somebody's going to make a weird hire that doesn't make any sense. And it's probably going to be the Browns.
Dion. They should. Tio said it in the last NFL. He makes sense. Why not take Dion?
If the Browns hire Dion, one, you're stuck with Shadur, which is not a good thing. Two,
you don't know that yet.
Did you? They benched him for Dylan fucking Gabriel.
Actually, they benched Dylan Gabriel for Shador Sanders.
And then they flipped it around and then they did it again.
They said they were going to give Shador 4 games. What quarterbacks are on that roster next year?
I would presume Dylan Gabriel. Maybe Shadur. It depends on who the head coach is. I really don't know. If they bring in an old head coach, like if they hire an old guy, I'm not sure Shadur is going to be on that roster, but 50-50.
They already said Deshaun Watson will be on the roster.
Which that's a whole nother can of worms I'm not opening right now.
It's nuts. All right, give me your Super Bowl prediction.
Seattle over New England, 37-24.
I have to write that down somewhere.
And the only reason I'm giving New England that many points against your defense is because...
What did you say it was?
37-24.
All right.
Is because... Like, I mean, come on. That Patriots team is very well coached. They're going to score some points. Yeah, Diggs will catch some stupid ball down the field that doesn't make any sense.
Very good. All right. What do you guys think in the comments? You ready for us to stop talking about the ball that's kicked by your foot?
It's actually hand egg, but carry on.
A hand egg?
Well, see, I'm an actual football fan of, real football, not American football.
Shove a fucking Chicago dog in your mouth, bro.
No, thank you.
This episode is brought to you by the Chicago Dog hot dog. No particular brand. Just eat it. Look at how delicious it looks.
Is it really? Are they paying you?
That's the hope. Hope that sometime they see that we're a champion in the Chicago Dog and someone just sends us a bunch of them. I would be all for that. Frankie J should be back with us on Wednesday, and I'll let him explain what he went through today that led to him not being able to be on the show. We got Ben Shrewsbury here filling in. I called him this morning and I was like, I wrote a show for today for a full-length show. I really could do it on my own, but I don't want to rewrite the show in 2 hours. I'd rather spend that 2 hours digging into what we got here. So he joined me in Frankie's absence. Thank you, Ben. Hero.
We're having so much fun.
Hero of the day. I want to talk about what's coming up Wednesday. We got AJ Chambers on the 21st. He'll be joining us at noon, the regular scheduled time. He is a filmmaker. He is the CEO and owner of Hodge Bob Productions, which is the production company who makes his films. And he's got a lot of things coming up. He just did Orgy of the Dead 2. And I think he's got in the works 2 more Babezilla movies. And I've been in a couple of his movies. And I've worked on a couple of movies with him. I've done some music. And then we'll get the picture up for next week. But Kyle Hickman of Movies at the Munsons will be joining us on Friday afternoon.
Didn't I interview AJ as well for Shrewsbury?
I threw you a lot of people that I knew, so probably.
By the way, for my Shrewsbury fans, keep an eye out. That might be coming back.
It might be coming back.
We're talking about it. We're having the conversation.
I'm not talking about it. I'm listening when he says, I want to do that. And I'm like, either do or do not. There is no trying. You know who said that?
Hit me. Probably Yoda.
Why can't?
It's a white screen. I'm being flashbanged.
Hold on.
What do you want me to hold on to?
Hold on to the night.
It's 2 p.m.
Hold on.
Actually, it's
to
2:30.
the memories. Oh, all I have to do is turn it off.
It was Yoda. I was right. See, Chad, I'm not that stupid.
Shrewsbury is stupid, is he not? Yes. Yes.
I feel like Yoda would be a lot more intelligent in how he insulted me than that.
Maybe. Maybe he would. Maybe he wouldn't. Yeah, you guys, I'm not doing the show from an ice field. Kind of look like it.
I mean, it is an ice field outside, I'm sure.
Anywho, let's go back.
To the ice field?
Benny, come back. Ooh.
I want you to know you used to sing that song every time we got on a Zoom meeting, and it was hilarious the first 75 million times.
We're in roughly 85 to 90 million times now, so it's not funny anymore. All right, enough football talk.
What do you want to talk about, Dames? This is your show.
Well, we do.
I mean,
we do cover history usually in the last half an hour, so I kind of want to do that. You down?
Your show, buddy. I'm just here for the fun and the memes.
I forgot to say this at the beginning of the show. I mean, it's been a couple hours now, and my mind is not what it used to. But did I say it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day?
It is. That's why I'm here.
Did I say that, though?
I don't know if you said it. I'm going to be honest. We got into the doc stuff
and
so
I feel
quick.
really bad because I have it literally listed at the top of the show notes to discuss MLK. So happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, guys. Martin Luther King Jr. was a human rights activist, a civil rights activist who was
a fucking legend in my book.
He's a fucking legend everywhere that he's mentioned. Today is his day. I meant to start the show with it and end the show with it. So we'll just pretend that I said that at the very beginning. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And then we'll do this and we'll get to the end of the show and you'll see how I wrap it up. All right. Today, Ben, being January 19th, in 1883, the first electric lighting system using overhead wiring built by Thomas Edison was put into service in Roselle, New Jersey. Now, you got lights all around you in your background, but you also got a front-facing light. It's a ring light, I assume?
No, actually, this is all natural lighting right now because it is that bright outside. If I turned my actual light on right now, I would look overexposed.
Fair play. Here's what I look like. But I have my studio lights. I have this one. And this one. Where are you? There you go. Oh, you can't hardly see it.
I can see it
right
now.
there.
It's very bright.
It's right by the
I thought you didn't like Star Wars.
The ATST. What? Am I not a human being?
I mean, I know people who don't like Star Wars. You wouldn't be the only one.
Do you know what that is?
That would be a Transformer, sir. That would be
Legos. Those are Legos.
Well, yes, I knew that part.
Lego Optimus Prime. And Bumblebee.
And Bumblebee.
I
What's the next history fact, buddy?
My He-Mans. Hey, I'm running this shit, not you.
I'm just asking the questions here.
We're talking about overhead lighting, okay? It's a big deal, dude. That happened today for the very first time in 1883. Do you dig it?
I like having lights, yes.
Can you dig it? All right, good. See, and I could say things like, Alexa, turn off my studio.
Okay.
And then look.
And now I can't see you.
This is what the show would look like without Thomas Edison.
Actually, I don't think this show would be happening, to be so fair.
You're right. You're right. Alexa, turn on my studio.
Okay.
So we have that. And then you have up here, Alexa, make my light blue.
Okay.
Oh, it's off. Never mind. She can't do that one because the fan's off. So, but anyway, overhead lighting, big deal. It's a big deal. Gonna jump from 1883 all the way up to 1937. You know who Howard Hughes is?
No.
You don't?
No.
Have you heard of a man named Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, not a big fan of him, but yeah.
Look, don't make people hate you. Just stick to and just answer the questions.
People hate me no matter what. Continue.
He played an actor. He played it in a film called The Aviator, which was a film about Howard Hughes, who was a millionaire, eccentric millionaire, who was very interested in aviation. On January 19th in 1937, Howard Hughes set the transcontinental air record by flying a plane 7 hours, 28 minutes, and 25 seconds. That was back in 1937, folks. So,
as an aviation nerd, I'm surprised I haven't heard of the guy.
Yeah, that is surprising. But I know that you're not a fan of DiCaprio, but The Aviator is a great movie, dude. You should watch it. You should definitely check it out.
Oh, I think he's a great actor. I just think he's kind of a crap person. Anyway,
he might be a crap person. That's to be determined. I don't really know him, but all right. The next year, 1938, General Motors begins mass producing a diesel engine. That's pretty significant because if you think about the method of transportation for which goods are transported across this country,
it's all diesel.
Yeah, 90% of goods are transported using a diesel engine. I do think that changes over the next 20 years. But
it has to. I mean,
we will see.
Mathematically, It has to.
Yes, I agree. And then the year after that, 1939. Ben, have you ever plucked a chicken?
No.
Neither have I, but here's the deal. When I buy a chicken at the store and I look at a chicken on the farm, they look totally different.
Yeah, they do.
And the reason for that is a chicken has feathers that need to be plucked. And there's a lot of them. How long do you think it would take to pluck the feathers off of a chicken, Ben?
Hours, days, I don't know.
All right, that's a great answer. 1939, Ernest Hausen of Wisconsin set the chicken plucking record. He set a chicken plucking record, okay? A motherfucking chicken plucking record.
I knew you were going to make that joke.
And that record was 4.4 seconds.
He plucked an entire chicken? And wait, what in the speedrun bullshit? Was this glitchless? I don't think it was.
He said hours, days. That was obviously a ridiculous answer. It's probably like, I don't know. I could pluck a chicken in 10 minutes. But 4.4 seconds. What the fuck? Who the shit is
What'd you do? Grab the fucking thing and just rip?
Ernest Hausen. Jesus Christ.
What an animal.
The motherfucking chicken plucking record. All right.
I knew you were going to make that joke and I still laughed at it. Does that make you feel good about yourself?
It just felt right. I had to go with it. All right. In 1955, guys. Bet. And I wish that the creators of the film Back to the Future would have done a little more research about the year 1955 so that they could have included some of these things in there. Like, I feel like that was 1985. Forrest Gump comes around in like 1992 or 94. And they were like, let's look and see what happened that year so that we can incorporate it into this film some way. But in 1955, on January the 19th, the game Scrabble debuts as a board game. Now I thought, where could you include this in Back to the Future? You know, he gets hit by the car, And the dad takes them in, and they're eating dinner. They could have said something like, let's hurry up and finish dinner so we can all play Scrabble around the table. Just something like that. A little Easter egg, if you will. But yes,
Fun
Scrabble
fact, I've never
became a
played
game.
Scrabble.
Well, words are troubling for you. Words are troubling for our guest, Doc Peterson. I'm still looking for a definition for the word infinitesimally.
Infinitesimally? Yeah.
Infinitesimally, guys.
I don't know a definition for that word either. I Googled it. Google told me to shut the fuck up. So.
Well, I'm glad we didn't say that to Doc, but infinitesimally, guys, what does that mean? What's that mean to you?
Why would I say that to Doc? Doc is cool. I'm not. That's the difference here.
Fair play. 1961, the first episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show was filmed.
Who?
Dick Van Dyke, I think, is 100 years old. He has kids that are 75. I think he has a kid that's 80, actually, in his 80s.
What?
Yeah. How are you alive and have a son that's in his 80s?
I was going to say, is this guy alive?
That's crazy. Anyway, Dick Van Dyke Show, 1961. You know who the first guest on the show was?
Who?
This is so weird to me, dude. Carl Reiner. Rob Reiner's dad.
Rest in peace, Rob Reiner. Anyway.
Rest in peace, Rob and Carl.
Well, I presume, yeah.
Yes. And I forget Rob's wife's name, but I don't want to not mention her. So rest in peace to her as well. All right, that was 1961. 1989, Ronald Reagan. Ben, this is going to blow your mind. And I didn't know you were going to be on the show for this. And I know Frankie J wouldn't give a shit about this. But Ronald Reagan pardons New York Yankees owner George Steinbrenner.
Of what?
Right? I knew you were going to say that. I know you're not a Steinbrenner fan. Nor am I.
No.
But Ronald Reagan, on January 19th, 1989, pardoned Yankees owner for supplying illegal funds to Richard Nixon's re-election campaign. Now you really hate him.
Oh, yeah.
Now I really hate him. Why am I wearing this hat? Am I, in fact, a jobber?
Yes.
You know who is a jobber?
Who?
Somebody that would say, nice hat, jobber, and then wear the same fucking hat in a picture. And then when confronted about it, say that it's AI. AI can't make that stupid look on your face. That has to come from the real face. So if I'm a jobber, you, my friend, are also a jobber. All right, I just have to get that off my chest. I'm sorry. Why can't you just let it go? Because it doesn't work like that. He also said I went to dipshit tech.
Actually, you said that.
No, he said that at a party of our closest relatives on Saturday.
That was mean.
It was mean. And I got laughed at.
I'm actually on your side with that one. That was mean.
Yeah. Yeah, you jobber. That was mean. And the guy that laughed at me, I was like, where'd you go to college? He goes, I didn't go to college. I was like, all right. So you go ahead and laugh at dipshit tech. Well, you yourself are uneducated. All right. Enough of that. Do you know what this is?
That's a bracelet.
Do you know what it is, though?
No clue.
All right. This is a Livestrong bracelet. Do you know who put these out?
No.
This would have been Lance Armstrong of the Tour de France. He won 7 times.
But he cheated.
That's why this is significant. This bracelet represented Live Strong, but he admits to doping on all 7 of his Tour de France wins. And he admitted that on January 19th, 2013, Ben.
I thought you were going to defend him for cheating.
No. I do love those bracelets, however. If anyone has one they want to send to me, or reach out, because I want it. I used to wear them all the time, and I'd love to wear it again, especially because of the irony now. But yeah, fucking cheater.
Fuck Lance Armstrong. Anyway.
All 7, dude. He admitted to cheating in all 7 of his Tour de France wins.
Did the tour take any of them away?
I mean, yeah, probably. I don't really know what happened with all that, but...
By the way, I have a hot take. I'm an advocate for vacating something like that if somebody admits to cheating.
Really?
Yeah, vacate it. I don't care. I don't like steroids in pro wrestling, so why would I like it in anything else?
Yeah, I kind of feel like you either have to like say, yes, everyone can do it, or no one can do it. There has to be a line.
See, pro wrestling does this dumb thing where they lie and say no one can do it and then encourage people to do it privately. They lie.
Is that real? Is that a real thing?
Oh, yeah. That's very real. That's still happening.
How do you know that? I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just...
Anybody that, like, follows wrestling even 50% as closely as I do knows. It's very obvious. Go look at a picture of Drew McIntyre in 2011 and then look at a picture of him now.
All right, that's fair.
Go look at a picture of John Cena.
Oh, you're gonna bring up Cena, are you?
Gonna bring up the "You Can't See Me" man.
What are we doing, Ben? All these dopers.
Hosting a live show on youtube.com/lock22.
So let's put this in terms of baseball, and then let's talk about baseball a little bit, because there's some shit going on there. Do you think they should be denied Hall of Fame access?
Yes. You should be out of consideration. I don't care who you are. There is no context where I accept cheating.
But I'm thinking that
I also think there should be a morals clause in the Hall of Fame, but that's a whole different story.
I'm going to use Barry Bonds as an example here.
Fuck Barry Bonds.
He definitely juiced.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say, have you ever tried to hit a ball that's 100 miles an hour?
Dude, I don't care how hard it is. I know how hard it is. It's impossible for most people. For me and you, if you tried to hit a ball that was 100 miles an hour, do you know what you'd do? You'd fall on your ass.
But that's what I'm saying. You're making my point, which is to be the devil's advocate here.
No, there is no devil's advocate case for cheating. If you cheat at a sport, fuck you.
Okay, let me continue with my devil's advocate case for cheating. It makes you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make you connect with the ball that's coming at you 100 miles an hour.
No, but it can boost contact rate.
How so?
Well, not contact rate, contact strength, because you're stronger.
I mentioned that, but...
Yeah, so Barry Bonds is a fucking cheater. Barry Bonds, before he started juicing, was a doubles guy. Barry Bonds, before he started juicing, was actually not a bad baseball player. Barry Bonds did not need to juice to be a good baseball player. He chose to juice.
I agree.
He ruined his own legacy. That is his fault. He dug his own grave. I have no sympathy for him. Same for Alex Rodriguez.
I'm curious if anybody's watching that has a differing opinion or an opinion, because I'm taking the opposite to Ben just to take it. I kind of like that Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame, but then I also look at what numbers are there. And I'm like, how the fuck do you hit 73 home runs in a year and not be in the Hall of Fame?
Cheat.
How does Pete Rose have 4,256 hits and not be in the Hall of Fame?
He cheated.
How did he cheat?
Betting is cheating when you are competing at that level, gambling is cheating because
there's no evidence that he ever bet against himself.
There's no evidence that he did. That he did or he didn't. I don't care what the evidence says. The evidence says he gambled. Period. Goodbye. Never want to see you again.
Well, how can you say that when something is so closely tied together these days? I know it feels like I'm reading you the riot act, but
I don't think gambling should be as closely associated with these pro sports leagues as it is. I like gambling. I do. I will go to states where it's legal when I get a chance.
Okay.
But they should not be in bed with sports leagues. That's how we get cases like Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups, who, by the way, if I ever see either of those guys in the NBA again, I'm done watching the NBA for at least 5 years. They should never be associated with the league again.
Did it ever come out what the full scope of what Chauncey Billups did?
Not yet. It will. We know what Terry Rozier did.
What do you suspect that is?
Same sort of thing Terry Rozier did.
But I don't know what that is. So
okay. So there was how it started, long story short, was there was a bunch of illegal poker games going on with guys with mob connections. I know this sounds like a story from a 1985 crime movie. But follow me here. That led to some of these mob guys getting a hold of Terry Rozier and saying, hey, take a playoff here, do this, shave points here, da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the long and short of what happened. There's more to it than that. I am making this very brief, very short, very quick, but that is essentially what happened. And there are other guys involved in this too. Terry Rozier is just kind of the quote-unquote biggest name. Chauncey is the bigger name, obviously. I don't know Chauncey's involvement. I don't know the story with Chauncey there. I assume it's pretty much the same thing, but I don't know. If he was arrested on the same day, chances are the charges are connected. I do know those guys had a relationship, so it is very likely that that is connected. But again, dude, if it comes out, and by the way, I love Kevin Garnett, but when it was suspected that he was connected to this, I was ready to jump on the fuck Kevin Garnett train. Just as much as I'm on the
Minnesota fan, right? That's
yeah,
where you.
I adore Kevin Garnett. Yes. I grew up adoring Kevin Garnett. But if he was connected to that legitimately, which it was found he was not, there is no connection there. That was proven. But if it was, I would be saying the same thing about Kevin Garnett that I'm saying about Terry Rozier and Pete Rose and Chauncey Billups. I am consistent. Just because you're a Minnesota guy, if it came out that Joe Mauer juiced, I'd be on the fuck Joe Mauer train too. Now, Joe Mauer wouldn't do that. I don't think. I do not believe Joe Mauer would juice. I do not believe Joe Mauer juiced. I think if he juiced, his numbers would have been a lot better those last 4 years.
Yikes.
Joe Mauer was my
shots at Joe Mauer.
He's my favorite baseball player of all time, and he's a world-class human being. But his last 3-4 years were rough to watch.
That could be said for a lot of people. All right. Thank you for explaining that. Yeah, as a Blazers fan, it took me by surprise that Chauncey Billups was on the bench one day coaching, and the next day
against the Wolves, which is crazy because he used to play for Minnesota.
He was gone. All right, so yeah, cheating bad. Lance Armstrong bad. If you have that bracelet, the Live Strong, please consider sending it to Dames Marvs, care of the Dames Marvs Show. Just find a way to get it to me because I want it. I'll pay you for it. I just want it. All right. Thank you. All right, Ben. In 2024, and this goes back to way before 2024, actor Alec Baldwin was indicted by a grand jury on involuntary manslaughter charge over the shooting that took place on a film that he was working on in 2021, and that film was called Rust.
Yes.
Okay, a person who was killed. Her name was Helena Hutchins, and there was a non-fatal injury. I believe his name was Joel Souza. They were all part of the staff working on the film, and what took place, I think it was October 21st, 2021.
Yes.
At Bonanza Creek Ranch in Bonanza City, New Mexico. The cinematographer was Helena Hutchins. She was fatally shot. And director Joel Souza was injured from the set of the film when a live round was discharged from a revolver that Alec Baldwin was using as a prop. Okay? The reason for it being a involuntary manslaughter charge was Alec Baldwin claimed that the prop gun that he was using went off without him pulling the trigger. Now, there's a lot to unpack there. They found that to be a true statement, but why was there a live round in the gun to begin with?
I've done a lot of research on this case.
What's that? Okay.
I've done way too much. I've done too much research on this case. So the prop director, whose name I don't remember, was a nepotism hire to the nine. Her dad, I think, was some big shot prop director, and he got her the job on one movie, and she was working on big movies, but people didn't like her, so she got let go from there. And then she started working her way down the ladder. Rust was not a high budget film.
Was it the Hannah Gutierrez Reed lady?
Yes, that was her. She was not well liked by anybody on the set. She was viewed as a bit of a toxic part of the work environment. That was viewed as a toxic work environment even before this happened. The set of Rust was not a good place to be, by all accounts. It was dysfunctional. Alec Baldwin, by most accounts, was not entirely part of the problem, but he was also not part of the solution, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's been known to be a jerk, I've heard.
Yeah, again, not fully part of the problem, but definitely not part of the solution. He wasn't really getting along with a lot of the people. Now, the woman he ended up killing, he was getting along with.
Helena Hutchins.
Yes. Those two actually had a fairly good relationship and had worked together in the past, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure, go ahead. Keep going.
And was actually, and this is not confirmed, so this is just speculated, there was evidence to suggest that Baldwin was the one who wanted her working on the film in the first place. So this clearly, he would not have done this intentionally. Like, there is no intentionality case here. I firmly believe him when he says he did not pull the trigger. What I do not believe for a second is what Hannah Gutierrez Reed said when she said there was no live round in that gun when she gave it to Alec Baldwin. She had gotten in trouble for nearly very similar incidents in the past on past movie sets.
Really?
That were caught before they turned into this,
Wow.
if that makes any sense.
Wow, that's still unsettling. I watched the movie. It was the number 15th movie that I reviewed on the new platform for the movie shelf. And that review came out it'd be on my YouTube channel, but it's from May the 16th of 2025.
What'd you think?
72 out of 100. I liked it. I liked the film overall. Here's what I found weird about it. I don't have my exact comments pulled up, but I remember the film quite well, because it was only May. Alec Baldwin in a Western, he's too clean cut to be...
He's too California.
I was going to say too New York. He's too New York City to be in a Western and be taken seriously. That was my really only problem with the film.
Other than the fact that it continued being made after that incident happened.
Well, I think you owe it to the people that died, because it was a passion project for everybody. To just shut it down would have been.
But the problem was none of the proceeds went to the family, as I understood it. That could be wrong.
That I don't know. I don't want to claim that and be like wrong, but if that's
I
not
don't
true,
know. I don't know.
If that's not true, it should be. They should correct that. All right, we're in the finals. We're in like literally the waning moments of episode 6 of the Dames Marvs show. No Frankie J. We got Ben today. Again,
We've had fun.
Frankie will be back. Good. I've had fun too. I think it was a pretty good show overall. I got one more piece of history today, but I want to remind everybody that coming up Wednesday, again, film director and owner of, he's a producer, writer, director. He wears many hats, and he probably should because he's got no hair, just like myself. But you can tell by the photos in this ad capture that he's going to be entertaining as shit. AJ Chambers, Wednesday on the Dames Marv show. Frankie J should be back in-house. Everything back to normal. But here's the last piece of information I have for you, Ben. All right. And it comes from History Today. Okay? If you remember, I started out the show by saying Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Okay? And I meant it. And if I forgot, sorry, I brought it up as soon as I could. January 19th, 2026, and this isn't a political show, guys, but this is the first time that you can no longer get into the national parks of this country for free on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, because the current administration removed Martin Luther King Jr. Day from one of the days that you can get into national parks for free. If that's not enough to piss you off, the motherfucker replaced it with his goddamn birthday. And if you voted for that and you're watching the show, I want to tell you, I still love you, but fuck that shit. You can no longer support that shit. That's as political as I'm ever going to get on the show.
I don't have enough time to get into why that pisses me off.
But it needed to be said, you guys. If you're trying to go to a national park today for free, you can no longer do it because it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. All right? And guess what? Now you can only get into parks for free if you're a United States citizen. So if you're coming from another country, and even if it's our federal holiday, you can't get in. You have to pay. Say something, Ben.
I don't have enough time to get into why all that pisses me off. I really don't. If I sat here and talked about all the reasons that pisses me off and this administration pisses me off, we'd be here until next Thursday.
Well, that wasn't the point. I was talking about this specific thing.
Well, yeah, this is toward the top of the list, though.
It's the top of the list for me today. But
well, yes, today it is the top. Yeah,
pretty far down the list on every other day. But not a fan of the administration, guys. And if you are, fine. I don't want to deter you from watching the show, but sometimes I got to call it what it is. And if you give me any explanation as to why you would remove Martin Luther King Jr. Day from a federal holiday where you can get into national parks for free and then add your own birthday, give me the argument that even makes sense. Like, it makes no sense. It's the dumbest fucking thing that when we have real issues facing this country, that's one of the dumbest fucking things you could do. Anyway, Ben, thank you for joining me today. Your efforts were heroic. Frankie J, if you get to see this, my man, my friend, I didn't want to have to put anybody else in your place ever, but I'm glad that you're cool with the fact that we had to do it today, because I wrote the show for an entire, show, and it would have been very difficult to cover these hours on my own. So Ben, gratas, thank you for that. For those of you watching, please don't be mad about the political statement. Be mad that you can't get into a national park for free on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what you need to be mad at. Don't be mad at me for calling out the bullshit. Okay? Dame's Marv Show. We'll see you again on Wednesday. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, sir.
Now, I'm going to play some music to soothe your souls.